When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval.
Seriously, you're still trying to do this with me?
You make this so easy for me, Kurt. Look, for the last year, I've been a victim of your yelling.
The yelling thing again. Okay.
Hey, you've lost your time to yell. All you do is yell at me every week and expect me to just deliver the hit piece week after week with a big old smile on my face.
I mean, it is everybody's favorite segment.
Hey, no more. Try being the baby face. That didn't work. Try being the heel. That didn't work. I'm a human being, goddammit. The people all want Kurt, but I'm the one behind the scenes doing it all. You don't support me. You do this to feel good about yourself.
Dude, I deal with you each week. I can promise you I do not feel good about myself.
I mean, the other week you were saying I'm all about the catchphrases. Well, while others might say them, I live them.
Yeah, dude, I've heard your catchphrases. I really hope you don't live like them.
I see. You got jokes. You got jokes. Okay. I don't, though. Whether you like it or not, you're dumped. I don't care anymore. You do not matter. I'm right. You're wrong.
Okay. Well, I was willing to hear you out, even after you trying to kick me off our show week after week after week. But nonetheless, the last year of this, I kind of just felt you deserved that, you know? But to attack me like that, nah.
Hey, listen, kid.
Enough. It's not kid. It's podcast champion.
I thought you said that wasn't a thing.
Dude, even when I play along, you make it a thing. I was looking forward to see where this all goes, where we end up, you know? But we're leading up to episode 52 of This Week in Wrestling here in a couple weeks, you know? 1 year of me and you, Top Rope Renegades. But this is what I get? Really? Episode 47, I walk into a whiny bitch?
You're just upset because I've put the spotlight on you for the last month and I can do whatever I want. I put a clueless kid having his heart ripped out on our video and the people loved it. And all you had to say is, my opening was ruined because Cody Rhodes wasn't on the video. The reality is, you know nothing about me and I know everything about you.
Yeah, sure you do. Sure you
Oh,
do.
watch me. I make our graphics,
What?
I do our news,
What?
I do our recaps,
What?
I do our videos.
What?
I get you to say what when I talk in rhythmic tones.
Fuck.
See, look, simply put, I'm going to ruin podcasts for everyone.
I think you've already done that with this shit, but all right.
See what I mean? No respect. No respect.
Fine. Fine. You want to do this then? Right now? Just blow this whole thing up? Let's do it then. Right now. Let's do it. Blow it up.
Mm, Nah, not yet. The time will come. You'll see. Time will come.
Time. Get back here. You're willing to destroy this, but on your time only? Your psychotic need to control everything? Yeah, I see you. It does not mean the listeners need to have the Top Rope Renegades not deliver This Week in Wrestling anymore. You can try and walk away from this, but come episode 52, you will know, they will know that this will forever be the greatest podcast on the planet.
Quiet on set. Places, everybody. And action.
Welcome in, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Top Rope Renegades presenting This Week in Wrestling episode number 47. My name is Kurt. That is RK, and we are happy to bring you episode 47. The fact that we're 47 episodes deep is awesome, and I think that was the quickest time span anybody's ever said the number 47 in succession as fast as I just did, and I added another one to it. When you watch it back later, RK, you'll tell yourself, "Holy shit, he said 47 a lot in the span of not even a minute." How you doing?
I really sure hope you bring that same enthusiasm when you get to episode 69.
That's gonna be a good episode.
Maybe we'll do
flip
a
our,
back
we'll flip our
Attitude
cameras.
Era. Yeah, we'll flip. Oh, yeah, it'll be weird.
Yeah, how you doing?
It's Sunday, and you know what that means? It's my favorite night of the week. I get to sit with my good friend Kurt and talk
Is
about
it
some wrestling.
favorite night of the week? Yeah, that's fair. Sundays are
And
normally.
it's better than Friday nights. Holy shit, SmackDown has sucked.
We'll get into that, and we'll get into all of the weekly shows. Of course, we have the news coming up. No special events to talk about. We are getting closer to a couple. I think this coming weekend we have two.
Sakura, Genesis, and
Mm-hmm.
something else. I had a frog in my throat.
Oh, maybe if you kiss it, it'll come to life and grant you a wish or something. I don't know.
That's not how that works.
This weekend is AEW Dynasty. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, not really that pumped about it. I mean, I
No,
guess
me either. I'm not. I'm really not.
No.
Sakura Genesis. I think I'm more pumped for it. And I don't even really know the card fully. But yeah, we got a good amount of stuff to get into. And yeah, once we get to SmackDown, you will hear our enthusiasm dip. That is for damn
At
sure.
least they finished it off strong.
Strong finish, strong ending to SmackDown. But spoiler alert, I don't think either of us are giving SmackDown show of the week this week. With that being said, let's knock out, of course, the segment that is gripping the countries. RK, guess the wrestler.
The
Me
countries?
and you. Yeah, the countries, because you're in a different country than I am. The countries are respective.
We've been told that very often lately.
Yeah, it seems to be the topic of just the news, and people like us have to.
Hey, but we're here bringing the two countries together.
Yeah, I'm wearing red, white, and blue, and he's got a Vancouver jersey in the back. We're winning. We're representing.
Charlie Sheen winning.
All right, let's get into it. Time to guess the wrestler. Per usual, I will kick things off asking you questions, and I don't want to be repetitive every time we do this, but it's kind of hard not to once you get the first few questions. So I'm gonna ask: is this wrestler active?
Yes.
Active in WWE?
Yes.
Alrighty. Male, female, or is this a male?
Yes.
All right, we got a male WWE active wrestler. Okay. Are they currently competing in NXT?
Not regularly. They have appeared on the show in the last 6 months.
Okay. That didn't necessarily fully help me, but is this person currently in a tag team?
Yes.
Is this Austin Theory?
No.
Is this Grayson Waller?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought I was onto something there. I thought I was cooking. Currently in a tag team. Male active, currently in a tag team. So I'm gonna kind of burn a question here. Has this person been a tag team champion on the main roster?
Main roster, yes.
Is this Angelo Dawkins?
No.
How about Montez Ford?
No.
I did Montez recently. Wow, am I off here? Is this Pete Dunne?
No.
Oh, I thought I was gonna kill that one. All right, lock in here. Active in the past 6 months has appeared and is in a tag team. Current tag team. Johnny Gargano? Is this Johnny Gargano?
No.
What about his tag team partner Tommaso Ciampa?
Yes.
Ah, there it is. Whew. Once I got the tag team thing, I kind of was like, all right.
You could have gone a different route and you would have been way off. So you picked the right route.
Maybe if I would have got the NXT, well, yeah. Once I got the NXT thing out the way, and you hit me with they have appeared in 6 months, kind of got there in the end. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. See how easy you can get mine, or hard. I don't know. Drew it from a deck of cards.
A deck of cards. Is this Liv Morgan?
No.
Is this male?
And
Is this male?
it is a male. Liv Morgan's card is in a envelope with a protective case on it. So
Is this wrestler active in WWE?
Yes, he is.
We've already established that WWE and NXT are separate things, right?
Yes, sir. He is
Okay.
on the. How about this? He's on the main roster.
Has this male WWE active main roster wrestler won a world title?
Yes.
Was this wrestler active in the 2000s?
Yes.
Male, main roster, active in the 2000s, has won a WWE championship. You thought about the 2000s, so it's not Randy Orton because you would have definitely known that. Is this The Miz?
No.
Is this wrestler currently champion, world champion?
No.
Yeah, so it's not Cody Rhodes. It's not Gunther. He might have. I don't think he was active in.
I feel like he was on the Indies, maybe in the 2000s.
Not current champion. Has won a champion. Right, active in 2000s. Is this wrestler a singles wrestler?
Yeah.
All right.
Currently.
Holy fuck! This is not easy. Actually, has this wrestler won mid card title?
Yes.
Is this wrestler a Grand Slam champion?
Oh. I gotta on this website. I gotta scroll to the bottom, and it shows me all their titles. That's a good question. Why are you being annoying? Okay. So you classify that
Main intercontinental U.S. title, European title, hardcore
right.
at a time was part of that.
I'll tell you this: main champion, IC champion, US champion, and a tag team champion.
So not Grand Slam.
What is he missing for Grand Slam?
You need the intercontinental title and the U.S. title or the European title.
He does have that.
Then he's Grand Slam.
He's got the IC. He's won the IC, the United States, and a main title.
And a tag title.
And a tag title. Grand Slam. Okay, yeah. Then yes. I hate that I go to the bottom. I should have known that.
Active now.
Yes, sir.
Active in 2000s.
Yes.
Has been champion. Has been a lot of champions.
Yeah, won a lot of titles.
Has this wrestler wrestled in NXT?
Yes.
NXT active in 2000s, won triple. Oh, Kevin Owens?
No.
Oh. I feel like Kevin Owens has won all those titles. Maybe not the IC actually.
I think he has.
I don't. Yeah, I think he. Yeah, I think he is a Grand Slam champion. Kevin Owens he's won all those titles. Sami Zayn hasn't. Active. Shinsuke? Did Shinsuke win the main title? No.
No.
I'm asking. I'm talking to myself, but that wasn't a question.
I know. I'm not counting it as a question. I'm helping you on that one.
Not Shinsuke. You made me lose my train of thought. Thank you very much. I was rolling through shit. Oh fuck. Where was I? Has this person won the NXT championship?
Yes.
NXT champion. Not Sammy, not Shinsuke. I was on a roll. Where was I going to? I almost had it, and you made me lose it. Kevin Owens. Not Shin. Not the Miz. 2000 Grand Slam. He's won even some U.S. tag team. He has been the NXT champion. I am at a loss. I had a train of thought, and you really did screw me up. Not a big deal though. Has he been NXT tag champion?
Son of a bitch. I don't think so. But just
Tag champion, main champion. Oh shit. Has this wrestler won the Universal title?
Yeah.
Is it Finn Balor?
No.
Is it Drew McIntyre?
No. I have you at 5, 10, 15, 17 questions.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Universal title. Not Drew, not Finn. Tag champion, IC, US title, active in the 2000s. Was this wrestler active in Ring of Honor?
Yes.
Is it Seth Rollins?
There he is. Yes, sir. Seth Rollins. Good job. You got there. Good job.
I got there.
So, if you would have got to 19 and the hint, I was going to give you, I don't know if it would have gave it away completely. My hint was going to be, was the first NXT champion, world champion.
Oh, that wouldn't have helped me at all.
No, I didn't know if you knew that.
No, I wouldn't. No.
Because Seth was in Florida Championship Wrestling, and he was a part of the class that became NXT, and it was the inaugural. And here's a fun fact: he beat Jinder Mahal to become the first ever NXT champion.
Oh yeah, that reminded me. Fun fact: I just closed it, but I'll pull it back up. It's about Tommaso Ciampa, which I did not know, and you might not know either. Let's pull it up here. Where was it? He appeared on July 14th, 2005 episode of SmackDown as Thomas Whitney Esquire, one of Muhammad Hassan's lawyers, and confronted The Undertaker.
He was a lawyer. He had hair.
Yeah. And he was August 25th, 2006. He was on an episode of WWE Heat where he and Kofi Kingston had a dark match against Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch.
Did not know that.
And then he was in OVW on a developmental contract with WWE. He suffered an injury and had to step away, but then he came back as Dr. Thomas, anger management specialist, during which time he managed Bolin Services, Charles Evans, and Justin LaRouche.
Okay. So Tommaso Ciampa's been around.
Oh, he's been around. Hey, he beat it AJ Styles and Eddie Edwards to become the MWF Television Champion.
The MWF Champion.
Fucking reading about some of these people it's kind of crazy when you think about. But anyways, yeah, good shit. Good shit.
Well, that was fun. We both got it that time.
I thought I wasn't gonna get mine. I was like struggling there for a second. And then I'm like going universal title holders. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, there's not many. And I started, got there.
Finn would have
I
been.
got there.
Finn was a good pull, but Finn. I don't think Finn's been the United States champion.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I was just running through shit in my head at that point.
Gotcha. All right, well, looks like we're done with that. And it's time to move forward to the news, the rumors, the innuendo. Before we get started on the news, RK, guess what? The date, April 1st, which is what, a couple days away?
Tuesday, yep.
Yep. So we won't be recording that day, but I wanted to say it is the anniversary of one of the
April
greatest
Fool's Day?
WrestleManias. Yeah, that. And one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time, WrestleMania 17. That'll be the 24th anniversary, 2001.
That was WrestleMania 2000, wasn't it?
It took place April 1st, 2001.
Oh, that was okay. That was one after. No, yeah, 16 was 2000. That's right.
So
Right.
we're almost to the 25th anniversary. So it'll be the 24th. I don't know. I thought it was the 25th, so that's why I was reading it. But one of the greatest promo packages of all time with Limp Bizkit, My Way, and Stone Cold and The Rock.
Such great, yeah, fantastic.
Have you seen the people that are still going to Limp Bizkit concerts, and when Fred Durst starts singing My Way, they pull up their phone with just a video of that video package and they hold it up in the sky?
No, I've not seen that, but that's hilarious.
I was like, they get it. These people get it. All right, let's get into the news, the rumors, the innuendo. It is the hit piece brought to you by RK, and it gives me these fun headlines to read, and I love looking at the pictures before I even read them. And one of them is very shocking that it happened, which we'll talk about. But the other stuff, I'm sure I'm about to have some fun with. Alrighty, is AEW scared? Be careful what you wish for. For years, Tony Khan treated like them having higher ratings than NXT meant they were legit competition. The last year has been a different story, almost 2 years to be fair. The different story though, when coming to the ratings, is they can barely muster enough numbers to come close to NXT, a developmental. It was announced recently that AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery have plans in place for all sports and other programming. WWE permissions on Wednesdays and Saturdays for the rest of the year. Sounds like they don't want to be a part of a war anymore.
The word that he said permissions on was preemptions, which meaning that they are preempting the shows to be aired at different dates when there's stuff.
Yeah, I it's hard for me to see because I don't have it full screen. Sometimes I have to look. I'm a new guy.
But yes, they are. They do have for the NHL. I'll get to it later in the news, but the NHL playoffs they already have plans for that. Saturday night main events they already have plans for that. When Collision's supposed to air, they'll air them on different dates because they just don't want to go head to head anymore.
So, like on the Wednesdays, are they going to go Tuesdays?
No, because they'll be having to go up directly against NXT, so probably
So
like Thursday.
That's funny.
Nonetheless, they clearly don't want to be
no, they don't
face to face anymore
because they've been getting embarrassed. It's just, you know what? I normally save it till about midway or the end, but let's just look at the ratings real quick, just as an example from this past week. NXT on Tuesday the 25th did 741,000 with a .16. AW Dynamite did 663,000 with a .17. They beat him in that demo, that rating. Also, Dave Meltzer's on just a roll right now on Twitter. And I think I sent you a couple and I saved one, I think, recently. No, I didn't. Thank God. Oh, no, I did. I did, actually. He's talking about his star ratings. Remember when we brought up the Hulk Hogan and The Rock match from WrestleMania and how he gave that like a whatever? Ready for this? Dave Meltzer. Star ratings are largely based on movement of the crowd based on actual performance. I hate many matches I've given high grades to. If it was based on my preference, it would be different. So his star rating is based on the crowd reaction.
Like, fuck it is.
Just telling you what he says. That's what he said, man.
So, but he recently also said that going back and watching Hogan versus Rock,
Yep.
it doesn't hold up. But the crowd
Yeah.
has never been hotter than for what that match was.
Yep. Yep.
And by his logic right now, that Hogan Rock match should actually be a 10-star match because that crowd was fucking loud. That whole match, nonstop.
Yep. Right. Yeah, it's just he's hilarious. And I don't know if you have it coming up. Do you have the AJ Francis Swerve Strickland stuff?
I thought we talked about that last week. I couldn't remember.
No, that happened this week. We can talk about it later.
We can talk about it right now. I mean, he basically came out and said that Swerve is Swerve came out and said that AJ Francis got him kicked out of WWE.
Right. And so somebody tweeted, I'm not going to go through all of it, but there's a video from AJ Francis where he's breaking it all down, how he stood up for BFAB and all this other shit. And he's like,
I'm sure BFAB was doing just fine. She's the only one still there.
He's like, if standing up for a female makes me a bad person, then I guess I'm a bad person. I was like, all right. I mean, he's preaching. And then a lot of wrestlers
But the whole thing was he went to Vince demanding it, and Vince is like, worry about your own shit. Get the fuck away from me. People have worked here for 15 years, don't get face-to-face meetings with me.
Right. So somebody said, why is he talking like Swerve was the one that said he was very aggressive? All Swerve did was explain what was told to him. And AJ Francis's reply was, because he could have just not mentioned me at all, like he did in a lot of his other interviews. Instead, he insinuated that I got him fired because of something that he pretends happened that never happened. That's Fugazi. I thought they were boys.
Apparently not.
They're not.
Although Swerve has been a bit of a bitch lately, so I don't know.
Swerve was one of my guys. You can attest to that. I'm a big Swerve guy, especially leading to his title run after he beat Samoa Joe. I was all for him holding the title and beating Bryan Danielson, but they put Bryan over. But now Swerve, dude, what the fuck? Like, you are just talking out your... Remember when he said they're going to be on Fox soon?
Yeah.
I heard there's some reports that fell through.
Well, there's definitely reports. It's actually my news I'll talk about right now, is that they sniffed at the idea, but nothing ever came about it, and it's been completely dropped.
Hey, Swerve was on that. We're going to Fox. All right. Let's move forward with the headlines.
First beat the developmental program, and then think about Fox.
Right. Real
like
Glass.
Fox was complaining about the declining numbers of SmackDown, okay, and they were still pulling in 2 million plus.
It's true. Real Glass, Cry Me a River. I'm not sure if they're working or not, but the dirt sheets this weekend were posting that Drew McIntyre actually got glass in his eye. I hope they're working, because what is their source? Drew saying, I got glass in my eye, with CM Punk walking by afterwards and laughing at Drew? Or Drew's tweet saying, I got glass in my eye, it was real glass. I really hope the dirt sheets are working this.
I hope so, because all the dirt sheets all over Facebook, all over Twitter, they were just posting it like it was legit news. It's like, what world are we from where you guys are thinking that that actually happened?
There's two ways I look at this. If Drew did get glass in his eye, Punk was justified in telling Jack Perry he was stupid.
Yes, 100%. And if Drew's just get glass in his eye, they're being worked.
It's great.
You saw I posted on one of the dirt sheets. I'm like, what's your source?
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre saying he got glass in his eye?
Right. Is TNA trying to completely leave Scott D'Amore's era behind? Yeah, this one shocked me here. TNA released Gail Kim from her position in the company. She was instrumental in making the TNA Knockouts division what it is today. Dude, Gail Kim in TNA was a badass. Just awesome. One source in TNA has said they're not overly surprised, as Gail Kim would often butt heads with the people in control now over the representation of the Knockouts division today. I mean, she was the big person that brought that division to what it was in TNA, and she was awesome. Gail Kim's awesome. So interesting.
You know where she's going to end up?
Maple Leaf Pro.
Yeah. I read a report recently. They're getting glowing reviews of their shows so far, but Scott D'Amore has relationships with everybody in the wrestling industry, and he's even gone as far as the lighting companies that he was using for TNA, that TNA still uses to this day. He has hired them as well to do lighting for Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, so that the atmosphere is the same as TNA was.
Yeah, we haven't caught up on any of them, but I know one of their matches was Takeshita versus Josh Alexander, I think, and I'm guaranteeing that was an absolute banger. But yeah,
Yeah, they've been getting
to-
glowing reviews. Everything I've read about them so far is that the shows they've put on have been phenomenal.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
eh,
Oh yeah, Dave Meltzer on Twitter, by the way, said something along the lines of, "What was the cage match rating?" I was like, "Huh?"
what?
So people were talking about his ratings. And
Isn't
blah, blah,
cage
blah.
match where like people take that as legit ratings when it's like 17 fucking marks fucking rating the fucking match? If you see the ratings and it's 17 people have rated this match as bad, that's not a good indicator that the match was bad. That was 17 marks who hate WWE or vice versa hate AEW.
So I got Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling pulled up here, and yeah, they've only had 4 shows, and they've been on the same weekend. They do kind of what New Japan does, a Saturday Sunday deal. I mean, there's some cool looking matches that took place on here. Yeah, Takeshita, Josh Alexander, Bully Ray buried Jinder Mahal, Raj Deji. I forgot about that.
Want to talk about burying? Fucking Athena showed up on Dynamite, and she's going after Mercedes, and I guess Mercedes is going to win another fucking title.
Oh yeah, Mercedes also declared that she's in the Owen Cup for the women.
Well, she's going to win that too.
So Ring of Honor.
Has she lost yet? She hasn't lost yet.
No.
She's gonna have 4 belts and the cup. She's gonna be fuck.
It's ridiculous.
I read some fucking Mark online posted something how Mercedes was the lifeblood of the WWE's women division for so long, and then posted all her accolades and just like going, yeah, so great, fantastic.
No, she was a good part of it. I'm not gonna ever deny that. She was a part of the 4 Horsewomen, truly. But
the way this guy's making it out that WWE's women division wouldn't have been as popular as it was if she wasn't in it.
I hate to break this guy's heart, but even when she was in the WWE,
I was gonna start doing that. Sorry, I'm interrupting, but I was gonna start doing it. I think I actually am gonna start doing it. I'm gonna fucking make an idiot of the fucking week segment.
There you go. When she was in WWE in the 4 Horsewomen, she was 4th. In my eyes, she was probably 3rd, even 2nd at one point. Charlotte was always 1. Bayley was 2. Sasha could have been 3rd. Becky was 4th because Becky was struggling. But then Becky got her nose broke by Nia Jax, and she catapulted herself to probably 2nd.
That is true.
Even 1st for a minute. And I don't think Sasha was over Bayley for a little bit, but Bayley overtook her.
Bayley by far has the most longevity out of all of them.
Oh yeah, 100%. She's lasted the longest and not taking time off. I don't even remember the last time Bayley got hurt.
She had her knee thing for but she was only out for maybe half a year. That was it.
That's when she came back as the heel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I still probably put Charlotte 1. It stands for itself title wise, but that also just is also how much they pushed her. But Sasha, especially at the end of her run, was bottom of that 4.
Well, she was down doing tag team division shit with Naomi, whereas Bayley was chasing after world titles, and Charlotte was after world titles, and Becky was after world titles.
Sasha probably took that as a demotion.
Well, obviously because she walked right out of the company.
I always love the line John Cena used on Roman Reigns when he said, you were given the United States Championship and you took that as a demotion and were like sulky about it. I got the United States Championship and I used it to elevate people. And then that led to his famous line of, the reason I'm still here is because you can't do your job. I can do this better part-time than you can ever do it full-time. And I was like, cook him.
Question though, today Roman Reigns, can he go head to head on the mic with John Cena? Today's Roman Reigns?
No.
You think John Cena would still cook him?
Yep. John Cena is so fucking good on the mic.
If we do get it this year and we get a little bit of a face off between the big corporate John Cena versus CM Punk, they go head to head on the mic. Does CM Punk win that?
Yeah.
CM Punk's winning everything. CM Punk is single-handedly making this triple threat for no title at WrestleMania a must-watch.
Yeah. And we'll talk about SmackDown. The end of it was all worth it. The fact that we don't know, we're supposed to talk about the news, but here we go. The fact that we don't know what his favor is now, we're like, oh, he got the main event. And he's like, that wasn't what I was asking for. It's got everybody like, what? I saw one of those pictures of a girl in bed looking over her shoulder at her husband curled up. It's like he's probably thinking about other girls. And the guy's bubble says, what is CM Punk's favor?
It's facts. I've seen so many, and any of them could be a possibility. What if CM Punk's favor is if he wins the triple threat match, it becomes a triple threat for the title the next night? Shit like that. It's just like,
On what?
if CM Punk wins his triple threat match night one, the second night becomes a triple threat between him, Cody, and Cena.
Oh, the favor is Paul Heyman pulled strings, and the winner of night one is put in the main event of night two. Oh, Cook. I've also seen some wild just wild stories of Paul Heyman walking out of WrestleMania with Seth Rollins. Have you seen that one?
No, but that would be wild. He turns
Right.
his back on both of them.
I've saw the what if the favor is just Paul Heyman leaves Roman and he goes with Punk.
Yeah, that could be
That-
it too. But that
I like
I would
the- I
imagine if
like
it goes that route, he would screw over Roman Reigns in the match.
Yeah, I kind of like the winner of night one's main event gets put in night two's main event. I do. But God, Cody and Cena are doing a pretty good job.
Oh, they are. They're killing it. I'm Cody is hanging in there, but John Cena's turned the wrestling world on its fucking head with this turn right now.
Mhm.
He's been
The
on
only thing-
fire.
Only
The
thing I
only
haven't
problem
liked-
with that, go. Sorry, I probably the same wavelength.
the only thing I don't like about the promos is that Cena and Cody really don't go back and forth.
No, they have their one moment, it's done.
Interrupt.
And also the
What-
simple fact that Cena's not scheduled to be on TV until WrestleMania again. So is Cody
Huh?
supposed to carry this on his own?
Are they not? No, they got one more.
Yeah,
Right?
tomorrow night. But then 3 weeks
That's
until
it?
WrestleMania. Yeah,
That's lame. Cena
exactly.
needs to be there.
But they're not advertising it like they have been. But I can't see them going 3 weeks without
The
John
main
Cena doing
event of
anything
WrestleMania. Yeah.
and expecting Cody to carry that on his own. I mean, Cody probably could because he's at that level right now, but it would just seem weird.
And a lot of people are confused because The Rock's name doesn't even come up anymore.
Well, no, they've transcended The Rock's importance in this match.
Yes.
John Cena's heel turn has transcended whatever The Rock is involved with.
Yeah, that's fair.
Until it actually happens, something's going to happen. John Cena's not going to be
When-
heel until the end of the year.
Yeah, when's that face turn happen, you think?
Before SummerSlam?
Ooh, before SummerSlam, he tells The Rock he's done in The Rock versus John Cena at WrestleMania. Or at SummerSlam.
Maybe. I don't know. He doesn't hold that heel. He can't go out as a heel. He just
He
can't.
won't. He won't. Even if he is a heel on that last match, you think he's getting booed?
No.
So
Well,
no.
no.
No. He won't be a heel.
Unless he commits himself to being a dick for the rest of the year, then maybe.
Yeah, maybe he wants to. I don't know. Maybe we should do the news.
That's what we are here for. It is believed that Warner Brothers Discovery did not have any issues with Jon Moxley doing the nail-studded board spot on Dynamite. That is being stemmed from people legitimately emailing Warner Brothers going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, a lot of weird. I didn't like the spot. I didn't like it. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
You look
Rob.
all the veterans in the industry. Booker T said that was not.
Yeah.
Who am I? I can't say anything because I'll just get bashed on the internet about it. But he's like, I wouldn't have done that. There's no point to do that.
The biggest one that took a lot of smoke was Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam was basically, he's like, I didn't like that. That was dumb. And people on Twitter were coming at him like, dude, you were in ECW. And then somebody pointed out a fact. Rob Van Dam never did shit like that in ECW.
No.
He jumped off ladders and through tables, but he never
He ain't no Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, he never did the quote unquote death match shit. He just did, So yeah, he took a lot of smoke, but he didn't give a shit.
Well, that's why Booker T, when he was talking, because he was asked about it, he's like, well, I can't really say anything because the internet will just bash on me for what I have to say. But if it was me, I wouldn't have done it. And all I can say is to the younger talent is like, you don't want to be 60 and not be able to walk.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yeah.
He's like, I feel pretty good for my age, but that's because I didn't do stupid shit.
That's fair.
There have been rumors of WWE running another Evolution event. We've touched on that a couple weeks ago. Nothing has been for sure reported on whether or not that is a fact, but WrestleVotes later in the week did confirm with its sources, air quotes, that WWE is indeed bringing back the Evolution PLE and will be announced before WrestleMania 41. So we still don't have any official WWE word on it. And as Drew McIntyre said, unless you heard it on WWE TV or from me, it's not real. We'll see.
I'd be excited.
But there have been multiple rumors, so those rumors usually do lead to something. So
the first Evolution was a pretty cool thing to watch. Sure, the second one would be great too.
Right now, the second one they're way better positioned woman roster wise than they were then.
You don't even have to use legends or nothing like that if you don't want to.
You have all the talent you could possibly want.
They will
right there in front of your face.
Hell, you even got referees to do it. I will say the last Evolution pay-per-view, I'm pretty sure commentary was like Renee, and
Renee was so bad at commentary. Don't even know.
She wasn't good. I'm saying.
I watched.
I don't know
what Royal Rumble is like. Royal Rumble 2019. She was like the third announcer,
and Stephanie was there.
It was so bad.
It was the first
Evolution maybe, but I'm talking Renee on commentary was not good. I love Renee. No. She's fantastic in AEW, what she does. I think she's hilarious and she's awesome at her job, but horrible commentator.
She was great at her job in WWE before she was a commentator, being the host of like Talking Smack, that little show they did. She killed it. But yeah, when she got on commentary, it was like,
It just sounded like her parts were always forced. Whenever she said something, it just sounded like it was forced. Kind of like what I do when I have to talk over you because you never shut up.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
That's you. On his 83 Weeks podcast, Eric Bischoff claimed he will not be working in professional wrestling anymore. That comes after rumors of his involvement in any Vince McMahon startups.
Yeah, Bischoff, he's chilling. He ain't.
Oh yeah, no, it's a nothing burger. It's just the internet was like, oh, Vince McMahon and Eric Bischoff are going to start a new wrestling company together. It's like no, so you had to like legitimately say I'm not doing anything in professional wrestling anymore. That got posted, and one of the first comments was some AEW mark going, oh, weird how he's commenting this after Dynamite's been on the air longer than WCW was, Nitro was. It's like what?
They're celebrating it.
What the fuck? Beat WWE in the rating for 83 weeks, and then maybe you can talk to them about fucking shit. Private Party have not been used in AEW lately, and it is said that they are healthy and just not being used. Shocking.
Sounds like a recurring theme in all companies. I'm not just singling out AEW on this one. WWE's got some talent that you really don't see much of anymore.
That's what SmackDown going to 3 hours was for.
Yeah, how's that working?
Horribly. Now they're just trying to fill it with nonstop fucking recaps of Raw and bad segments. Yeah, the pay, like there's nothing wrong with a 3-hour show, but the pace of SmackDown is just horrible. It's just paced horribly. There's no flow. We'll get into that. We got into it multiple times. We're just trying to say SmackDown this week I was falling asleep until the very end. It is rumored that plans are in place for a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania 41 for the Intercontinental Championship involving Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio.
Dom walks out of the title with the title.
I would not be surprised by screwing over Finn somehow. Finn's getting he's gonna get the babyface turn, and then when JD comes back, he's gonna side with Finn, and all will be good there.
I don't know if we're gonna get a Finn Balor world title run again, but
it's so hard to place. Like, you look at all the top dogs right now, it's so hard to slot Finn in there. It's just hard.
yeah, it is.
It is. It's nothing against Finn. I would love to see him be champion. He never really got the run that he deserved because of injury. But being a mid card player, there's nothing wrong with that. You just brought up the whole John Cena thing. It's not a bad thing being in mid card. Take that title and make it fucking shine.
Yeah, but to be fair, when John Cena had the U.S. title, he wasn't utilized as a mid carder. They had him.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
They can figure it out. Raw does their mid card shit just fine, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Braun Breaker is getting better, thank God. That was bad for a little bit, but they figure it out. I don't know.
Ooh, I said Dom walking out with it, but I feel like it's Penta. Fuck, I don't know. We'll see when we get there.
No, it won't be Penta because they're gonna fucking get Penta and
right.
Ray Phoenix together. It won't be Penta. They're gonna use Ray and Penta together, 100%. They just can't do it right now because it would throw off the balance of things. But after WrestleMania, you know those two are back together. WWE sources described that Tiffany Stratton Charlotte Flair interview segment as a sink or swim moment for Stratton. Officials aren't viewing it as a failure for Stratton, but it was clear that Charlotte came across as the bigger star. As for whether Flair went off script or not, it is believed that she did not.
Yeah, I talked about that a little bit, I think last week or when that happened. It just seemed like Charlotte really showed that she's been doing this as long as she has, and she's good at it. And going up against someone like Tiffy, who is, some would say, still kind of green for the main roster, it showed.
Well, it showed because she's done her whole career as a heel gimmick, though.
Yeah,
trying to be a
too.
babyface.
That too. Yeah.
I was watching old Tiffany Stratton promos from NXT yesterday, and they were gold. She was like the fucking princess bitch of the world. It was great.
Right. She was Daddy's little princess, is what she was. That was her character. She killed it. So yeah, I don't know. I hope Charlotte didn't walk out with the title.
You know it's probably gonna happen though. I don't see Charlotte putting Tiffany over. I just don't. Not at this point.
Well, they teased Charlotte and Jade.
Exactly.
That doesn't need a title.
You're hyping yourself up, and you're gonna be destroyed at WrestleMania. Tiffany's not walking out with that title.
I know.
Drew McIntyre teased on the Untapped podcast that there is something big in the pipeline with The Rock.
Yeah, I think me and you both, when Drew re-signed with WWE and we had that video with The Rock handing him a sword and all that, I think both of us were like, "Uh-oh, that's interesting. There could be something there."
Oh yeah, no, there is something there. Andrew Zarian of Beyond the Bell notes that Warner Brothers Discovery is considering having.
Sorry to cut you off. I just thought of something. How we talked about how Cena won't be face all year. He doesn't want to work with The Rock anymore, so he calls in Drew. And there's the big thing coming down the pipeline. Drew ends up being the guy for The Rock, not Cena, because Cena can't do it anymore. It's not who he is.
Drew has been built up to get that title at some point here.
Yeah, and it's hard to think of Drew going ever back to a babyface right now, anytime soon.
No. He's cemented himself as a fucking heel.
It's true.
Andrew Zarian of Beyond the Bell notes that Warner Brothers Discovery is considering having AEW run a 4-hour special during the NHL playoffs. To elaborate on that, instead of running Dynamite and Collision on two separate nights, they'll run it as one night when it doesn't conflict with the NHL games that are on.
They did that, remember? But it wasn't for Collision. They did Dynamite into Rampage a couple times. So yeah, we set through
4 hours of AEW straight. Ugh.
We're not watching it.
Oh, you're good point.
We did watch
It is
the 3 hours.
We did, and
And
there was a time
that was
when
good.
it was
That
good.
was the street fight between Sky Blue and Willow.
Yeah,
That shit was fire.
yeah, it was. They like up until when was it? About when Osprey and all them came back. What was not after was the one after Revolution? Double or nothing last year. Dynasty.
Yeah.
No, Dynasty. It was up until Dynasty they were fine, and then
No.
Dynasty it was just.
We watched Dynasty because Swerve beat Joe, and then we were like, "All right, not bad." And then it was after Dynasty because everything nothing
Just
was
fell
hitting.
off a fucking cliff. Yeah.
And then it was. You know what's funny? It was when Danielson beat Swerve. Really, is what it was.
It was. That was the final, and it was like they really did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is believed that Mariah May is in the final year of her contract with AEW.
This is good.
And it expires sometime in the summer. Obviously, AEW is looking to re-sign her, but if WWE comes knocking, don't be surprised to see her jump, as she has shown in the past that she is a huge fan of WWE.
Oh yes, she is. RK, the people on Twitter, the AEW, the sickos, they're learning stuff about Mariah May. I've seen clips of her being the WWE fangirl that she is and how much she loves WWE, and they're sharing it saying she can leave, she's a fed anyway, blah blah blah. Hilarious.
Look at this. Look at the past year. CM Punk, past few years. CM Punk, AEW back to WWE. Cody Rhodes, AEW back to WWE. Potentially Miro, AEW back to WWE. Malachi Black, AEW back to WWE. Saraya, that's another one coming up, possibly going back to WWE. She has said that she wants to go back.
I just don't see where she fits in.
It doesn't matter. It'd be nostalgia.
You know, it's a name that you didn't name.
It doesn't really matter, though. All these stars are going back to WWE. Tony Khan's got to right his fucking ship. Penta's gone left. Ray Phoenix has left.
Ricky Starks, Ethan Page.
Ethan Page.
Another name, Andrade, but people are saying Andrade is going to be the first person to leave WWE, go to AEW, come back to WWE, and then go back to AEW.
Possibly. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. I think somehow his divorce with Charlotte has maybe hindered his run, because it was, if you look back to the timing, that was late last year that happened apparently. He was getting the push when he first came back at the Royal Rumble, and he was in matches, and all of a sudden it just stopped out of nowhere. And if you look at the timing, it kind of coincides with the shit with Charlotte Flair.
We all thought, we're like, oh, he's maybe U.S. champion bound here, and then nothing. Haven't seen him since.
So you're wondering, it makes you wonder.
The Golden Girl.
Oh, well, I mean, if Charlotte was like, hey, I don't want to be working if he's working or some shit, you never know, right?
If you're the WWE, who the hell are you prioritizing?
Charlotte, 100%.
Exactly. So
it's business. That is what it is. It's business. It is reported that Mina Shirakawa is officially heading to AEW full time.
Yeah. Everybody wants Mina.
She's fun. You can't deny that.
Oh, I love Mina. She's awesome.
Greater Orlando Sports Commission has requested an $18 million grant from tourist development tax funds to bid on 4 TKO events it wants to host. Those events are Survivor Series or Saturday Night Main Event in 2026, a 2027 UFC pay-per-view, the 2028 Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania 47 in 2031.
Yeah, it's very similar to the deal that Indianapolis did. The Indianapolis Sports Corps did with the WWE. The only difference is Florida is throwing in a UFC pay-per-view in there, whereas Indianapolis, we only did Rumble, Rumble, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And what's weird about that is there's always a UFC pay-per-view in Florida, Miami. They always do. So that's, good deal for them.
It is thought that the Money in the Bank PLE will take place within the first 2 months of June, with an announcement sometime around just after WrestleMania.
I was watching something. I think it was the Deadlock Boys. They were just watching something. I think they were watching a WrestleMania from the past, and they made a comment that I totally agree with. I miss when Money in the Bank was at WrestleMania.
I don't.
It made Money in the Bank feel bigger to me. But I get
How does not a whole pay-per-view dedicated to just the Money in the Bank not feel big?
it just made it feel like a bigger deal at WrestleMania. The whole pay-per-view, and I get it would be difficult now, but there's also 2 nights of WrestleMania because the women also get their Money in the Bank. I love Money in the Bank pay-per-view,
Yeah, but there's rumors that WWE wants to go to a 2-night event for Money in the Bank.
which is crazy.
No, we talked about this, and you ended up agreeing with me.
Yeah,
You make one night all about the males, and you make one night all about the females.
Yeah, I get that, but I loved watching WrestleMania and watching the Money in the Bank event at WrestleMania because it was on a bigger stage and it just felt like a big deal.
Well, you were also watching wrestling when it sucked, so WrestleMania was all you had.
You've watched some of those WrestleManias and they didn't suck.
Well, no, they didn't suck, but I think most of the Money in the Bank pay-per-views I've watched have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, unless you go watch the COVID one.
Well, COVID's a different story. Your life sucked during COVID too. You can't not get mad at WWE
Do
for.
you know? Do you remember what they did? How they did the Money in the Bank at the corporate headquarters, and they had to like.
No,
go
I
up to
don't. I think
they
I
had to,
gotta
like,
watch that.
they traveled like the floors of. It was kind of a cool. Honestly, it was a cool concept, but it
Oh,
wasn't.
now you're all like, oh, it's actually kind of cool.
But it sucked because Otis won, and they did nothing with Otis.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, you picked the wrong winner. That's gonna happen.
But they were in the corporate headquarters, like climbing like through.
I did hear about this. I gotta watch that actually. I think I might watch that after we get done this. People backstage love the El Grande Americano Dragon Lee match. It is said to have received heavy praise from the brass.
Yeah, dude, people on the internet just like to hate everything, and I saw a lot of Latino content creators that were putting out tweets like, "It's not that big of a deal, people. Calm down. Like, come on."
Well, it's because tensions are high, and WWE has never had a good track record of not touching on situations that are touchy at the moment.
But you don't mean when like the United States was at war with the Taliban and they had a bunch of Taliban-looking individuals grab up the Undertaker, or
Yeah,
or maybe
that.
when
Or when you're saying that El Grande America kind of comes from the Gulf of America when the Gulf of America has only existed for like 3 weeks.
like I said, it's I don't know what the whole deal is. Well, we were watching it, and I'm like, well, it is Gulf of America. I'm looking on my phone on maps. You pulled it up, and it says Gulf of America on
it. Does, but that's all because somebody just signed a piece of paper, and apparently that's how the world works.
But yeah, no, they've never. They don't do that. They don't do controversial
No,
stuff. They wouldn't
never
turn Sergeant Slaughter into an Iraqi sympathizer at all.
No, never. They've never done anything like that. So, yeah, it isn't as big as a deal as everybody's making it out to be. But
No, it's not.
if you look at the history of WWE, this is probably about the most tamest thing they've done in regards to something like that.
The same people that are upset about this are the same people that put out a tweet saying that Selena Vega should do a deportation angle. Yeah,
they had Edge and Lita have sex on TV.
They did.
Shout out
Lita.
El Grande Americano hailing from the Gulf of America isn't that big of a deal.
No.
And also, it's funny as fuck when you think about the whole thing. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. And people were also upset. They were like, they used AI to create all those pictures and titles. Yeah, you dumb fucks, because Grande El Americano isn't a real fucking person.
He has not been wrestling.
It's
fucking Chad Gable, people.
Can I just say, at the end of the day, people, professional wrestling is fun, and they have fun.
It is. It's supposed to be fun, and it's all. I feel like I don't know about how you feel, but I feel like I've ruined wrestling for myself by doing this, what we're doing
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, I have. I watch it differently than I would have back then.
I do. I used to love watching, just being
Entertained.
thinking thinking that, the shit was happening. But now it's all, nope, you gotta break it apart. That wasn't real.
But yeah, but at the same time, like, yeah, I get what you're saying about it's ruined it, but like I just watch it differently now than I used to. Now I kind of overanalyze too much during the matches and the promos and that. Back then, I could give a shit less. Like the promos could have sucked completely, but if there was a one-liner in there, I was hooked.
Or Jerry Lawler just yelling at puppies and thinking that's fucking hilarious.
I went back and I've watched, and we suck right now. We have not done what we're saying we're going to do and watching old
We need to do that.
But I've watched old Raws before and old pay-per-views with Jerry Lawler. I'm gonna be honest now. Back then, I probably thought he was hilarious. Now he's annoying as fuck.
I don't know, but that was the charm about him. That's the charm. You listen to JR and he said some stupid fucking shit too.
The rattlesnake Stone Cold Steve Austin. He sold his soul to the devil. God damn it. Just no, Stone. Why?
It's good shit. We
JR
gotta go back.
JR is the staple to me. Just is. But if you watch and listen, obviously he still does AEW stuff here and there. But when he was on AEW like every week doing Dynamites, it wasn't good, JR. It was.
Well, I not to talk ill of the greatest commentator of all time, but there was a reason why the WWE let him go.
Yeah, he's past it. Yeah, he's old and he struggles, and
it's also why, even though Ric Flair can say it all he wants, he will not be wrestling a match with John Cena.
He said, "God damn it, whoa, John Cena, you're not passing me as long as I can still fight. You're not." I'm like, WrestleMania, Ric Flair's gonna just storm the ring and stop John Cena from winning.
Hey, he's gonna be in attendance. It's been confirmed that he will be in attendance on night 2 of WrestleMania.
Fuck.
Yeah, you know what it means.
Cena's winning.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna fucking hit him with a steel chair.
Or that will be the favor from Paul Heyman, is CM Punk's in the second night and Ric Flair is gonna make sure John Cena doesn't fucking win.
And Cody's gonna win still.
Anyways, back to news. Saraya. A lot of people said they were surprised by Saraya announcing she was leaving AEW as there was a number of months left on her contract. Saraya's management team confirmed that she is indeed a free agent now.
Yeah, she wasn't doing much in AEW, and people I talked about with Mariah May and the sickos figuring out all of this about her. The sickos also started posting videos of Saraya like on Instagram Live and stuff, like how she wasn't that committed to AEW. There was a live of hers when she was in AEW where she said, like, people were commenting questions, and one of them was,
look at us, you and me, Kurt. Saraya in AEW, good for her. I loved watching her whenever she was on TV in AEW. I thought, that's Paige. Good, she's still doing it. AEW, as soon as AEW fucking wrestlers leave, everybody in AEW just talks shit about them.
Yeah, the question that was asked on that live while she was in AEW was, "So what do we call you now?" And she goes, "Saraya, you can call me Paige." I mean, she's like, "I was in WWE for that long. I owe WWE everything. They made me who I am. You could call me Paige. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm just going by Saraya now. I'm going by my name." And AEW sickos are like, "She wasn't that committed to the cause." What cause?
Have you watched Wrestling with My Family? They made a whole fucking movie on her.
My favorite thing that Saraya did, though, in AEW was those videos with all the girls in the back.
Those are fun. Or the one interview with Harley where they were, I see, Knifey Spoony as well.
Yes. I'm a female wrestler. And
that was a really good one.
I do remember vividly Soraya arguing with some guys in the front row at one of the shows.
That was like one of the last ones we watched, actually.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. She
And
was going
apparently
at
that guy is a big giant creep and got kicked out of the show.
Good.
Yeah, it is thought that she'll be heading back to WWE at some point in the future.
You know, if she comes back and she's in a managerial role, cool. She killed it as the GM for a little bit when she was in WWE.
I can't see her not going back. WWE was her childhood dream. I
Yeah.
don't see her not wanting to finish her career in
Her
WWE.
most recent interaction on Twitter was with one AJ Lee.
Oh, if AJ and Soraya came back at the same time?
Well, there is rumors of Evolution pay-per-view. Imagine those returns.
Oh God, those okay, bring it on, people. Oh yeah, it is rumored that the lucha community in Mexico is pissed off about Chad Gable's portrayal of El Grande Americano in WWE, including the angle where he pulled off Dragon Lee's mask. The whole thing was said to be like mocking their religion.
It wasn't. It wasn't. Follow the
It was-
story for what does Sam
Yeah.
Roberts say? Watch the product.
Watch
He
the
went to
product.
Mexico to figure out how to be a lucha, be one with lucha. He came back as Grande Americano, quote unquote. Maybe rumors. We don't really know if it's.
And
Chad
he
Gable.
learned how he can destroy the luchas by ripping off their mask. It all makes sense. That's their one weakness.
And also, if it is Chad Gable, he's a heel. So,
100%.
gracias.
Josh Matthews was backstage at this week's AEW Dynamite taping. He is formerly of WWE and TNA, and it is not known if he was just visiting
Josh
or potentially
Matthews.
coming into the company.
Wow, haven't heard Josh Matthews' name in a while. Okay,
Babyface Josh Matthews.
always getting grabbed.
Perry
up by
Saturn.
Kane.
Perry Saturn was also spotted backstage at Dynamite.
What do you remember most from Perry Saturn?
His finishing move, Reign of Saturn. I don't
Really?
know. What am I supposed to remember?
They gave him the shittiest gimmick in the world. and
Oh
he
yeah,
got
he did have a
over.
bad gimmick. He did have a bad gimmick.
Remember when he was wearing dresses?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
his best friend was a mop.
yeah,
He got Moppy over.
yeah.
He wasn't
I do
bad in the
remember
ring
that.
either.
No, he's a decent wrestler. His finisher was cool, Reigns of Saturn.
People say that the reason he got stuck with those gimmicks is because he was a WCW guy, and at that time it was still.
100%. A lot of those WWE guys, WCW guys, got stuck with shitty gimmicks when they came in, just to see if they would do it, and then they would get better gimmicks later on. Hopefully,
Perry got fucked.
oh, he did. That's why guys like Ray refused to come over right away. They wanted nothing to do with it. They wanted to. They were getting free money. Why would they fucking come over?
Oh yeah, like Goldberg and all that. That's what hurt the invasion angle they tried to pull. You know, the pay
They
per view
had contracts. It
They
was
didn't have
either
any-
the
they didn't.
demand was either pay us out our contracts or we'll sit until our contracts pay us out.
Who was one of the big ones that came over first? Was it Booker? I think it was Booker.
Booker was one. He held out for a little bit, but he was one of the first ones.
And yeah, but like the ones that really came over first were like Dean Malenko, Lance Storm. Those were your invasion guys. That's why it was so bad they had to have like Kurt Angle join the invasion.
But none of the big guys would come over. Like you didn't get your Kevin Nash's, Scott Halls right away. Hogan, Goldberg, Rey Mysterio.
Didn't Hogan start, or they attempted to start another wrestling company, XFW?
I don't remember.
That's a deep dive you'd laugh about. XFW was, I thought it was Hogan, but Hogan backed out. But it was like Jimmy Hart. He had like the Nasty Boys, Greg the Hammer Valentine, a lot of those WCW guys. What's that guy that Vampiro? I think.
Oh, Vampiro.
So they were doing. They
I just watched a video of Vampiro no selling a nut shot. It was unreal.
How long did XFW last?
Probably
only did,
not
like-
long at all.
I think they only did like. I'm serious when I said so. They only lasted from 2001 to 2002. It was Brian Knobbs, Greg Valentine, and Jimmy Hart. They only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There it is. There's the numbers I was looking for. They had 9 tapings. The rest were
Oh,
house
wow.
shows. Their first taping, just for funds here, they had the Demon versus Barry Horowitz, Jimmy Snuka Jr. versus Buddy Lee Parker, the Harris brothers versus the Kingpins, Josh Matthews and AJ Styles, Carly Colon, Fidel Sierra, and then Conan versus Vito DiNucci. I remember hearing about this because AJ Styles did 1 taping or 2 with them, and then he left for TNA.
Yeah, it sounds like they had. I mean, they had a
Vampiro
couple names there, I
Crane,
guess, but fuck, I don't know, man. That seems
the
like a
Nasty
horrible idea.
Boys, the Shane twins, Mike Shade, Psychosis was there. Oh, Buff Bagwell. I think the Road Warriors for taping.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Cool.
the legendary Horace Hogan.
Horace Hogan.
You know,
I don't know
Horace
who that
Hogan?
is. Am I supposed to know who that is?
He was Hulk Hogan's nephew.
Oh, all right. Well, that obviously worked out well for him.
I think he was supposed to get married on WCW TV to like Tori Wilson or some shit.
Oh, Tori. Oh, Tori.
But then
Tori.
Tori ended up with Billy Kidman.
Yep. All right. Well, on to the rest of the news. This has been a really long news. We have ventured off into realms not newsworthy.
I know, but I have to share this picture of Horace Hogan because you have to tell me, who do you think, when I show you this picture, who do you think they were trying to make Horace Hogan look like?
Horgus?
Who do you think they were trying to make
Horgus Hogan. Horgus Hogan.
Horgus de Borges, the Borgesist Hogan. I need to find a good picture of him. Fuck, I can't find a good one. Well, just this one will have to work.
All the people listening on podcasts, you're not seeing this picture. I'm not yet
Sorry,
either, actually, so I don't even know.
I'm giving it to you now.
He's going down a rabbit hole.
You tell me who this is supposed to be. Who's he supposed to look like?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's Horace Hogan, though. That's Horace Hogan.
That's wild.
And you can't even see the bottom half of him. He had a knee brace.
Oh, God. WWE has denied that Julia was banged up and would be taking time off, and that's why Stephanie Bakir won both titles.
Well, I don't know if I believe WWE. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be honest. Unless they really wanted to do that, but it didn't seem like. I don't know.
Oh, Julia looked fine in that match. I mean, if she was really badly banged up, she wouldn't have been doing the moves that she was doing.
That's true.
You don't want to risk a legitimate star further injury, unless it was like a Cody Rhodes thing where like she can't get any more injured.
Maybe. We'll see. Time will tell. How quick she's back.
WWE is interested in bringing Miro back to the company, but nothing is imminent and could take some time before a deal comes together.
Wonder if Lana will come back with him.
Who?
Lana, his wife.
Oh, CJ Perry.
CJ Perry, Lana.
I honestly knew her only as CJ Perry.
Yeah, you weren't watching then, were you?
No, I wasn't watching then. Thank God. I heard it was bad.
Rusev came out to WrestleMania on a tank. That was cool.
It is thought that Will Ospreay suffered a legitimate hip injury after the cage spot at Revolution. Fightful has said that, and I quote, "He's perfectly fine. He's just banged up to his high octane, high flying style. The hip injury is just a work though for television." Tell me Fightful and Wrestling Observer doesn't fucking suck on
I want
AEW
to
all the time.
open up Twitter one day and then see like Sean Ross Sapp and Dave Meltzer going at it, like just arguing back and forth. Then I'll know. But until then, they're in cahoots.
And you know what? I yelled it out because I just wanted to make it like they were like annoyed that people are posting that he's legitimately injured. But when you read the tweet, it comes across like they're pissed off that they're having to tell you that it's a work. Well, I don't know. But one, he hasn't wrestled or really done anything since Revolution. And two, AEW even posted on AEW Will Ospreay returns this week. When did he fucking leave?
Well, I don't know. We're not watching.
Jesus Christ. It was like 2 weeks after Revolution. Will Ospreay returns to AEW television. It's like when the
He was,
was just-
he was there on Wednesday because he said he was going home to bang his wife or something. And
Yeah.
then he took a couple
the
weeks
next
off.
week he was returning.
Yeah, he took
Of
a
course
week
he's
off.
the
He's
grind,
returning.
man. The grind.
Kills you, man.
It is believed that Nick Khan was the one to bring in Mark Nash Shunok as SmackDown's new ring announcer.
He was good, actually. He's got a good
Hey,
voice
he was
for it.
really good. He's definitely a ring announcer. He did ESPN like fight nights and shit.
Yep, boxing. Yeah, he's got the voice.
Yeah, that's it. That's the news.
Well, that is the news, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have anything crazy on my end. The only thing I will look up for us, since we talked about it, would be Sakura Genesis coming up this weekend, April 5th. I think I went over the card last week, but just to check. If anything else changed, does not look like it. Main event is Hiroki Goto versus David Finlay. There is Windy City Riot coming up, though. New Japan Strong. We got a couple more matches announced for that.
That was
We
the other,
talked
because I
about-
knew there were 2 shows we wanted to watch next week. Was
30-minute Iron Man. Well, we talked about Dynasty.
Did we want to watch? No, I thought there was 2 shows we wanted to watch next week.
I don't know. I'll look into that.
Because one was
maybe it's
like Friday overnight, like at 1:00 in the morning Saturday,
Genesis.
and then there was one on Sunday. I thought.
Maybe it was a TNA one. I don't know if it is though.
Can't remember.
No.
I'll have to go back and just watch that episode.
Windy City Riot 30-minute Iron Man match. Gabe Kidd versus Tomohiro Ishii. Konosuke Takeshita versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the Never Openweight Championship. This is Hiroshi Tanahashi's last match in the U.S. Strong Openweight Tag Championship match. Royce Isaacs and Jarrell Nelson defending against, Kushida and Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight newly signed to AEW. Kevin Knight's really good. A skip match.
Apparently, Kevin Knight. You have to pee. I can tell. Kevin Knight apparently was at WWE Performance Center a couple of weeks ago, and WWE wanted to sign him, but he eventually went with AEW.
Whatever. Teach your own. A skip match of Zack Sabre Jr. and David Finlay. LIG's Naito and Titan taking on El Phantasmo and Rocky Romero. RK is correct. I got to take a bathroom break. We'll be right back with breakdowns of all your weekly shows. Welcome back in to This Week in Wrestling with the Top Rope Renegades, Kurt and RK. We are here to break down this week's episode of Monday Night Raw from March 24th, 2025. Kick things off with the usual, here's who's here, here's what's going on, and we get a beautiful shot of the stadium there in Glasgow, Scotland. And kicking us off is John Cena. Comes down and he just stares down these kids that are ringside as he makes his way to the ring. No emotion again from Cena here. He gets the mic and he asks, something on your guys' minds? Y'all got something to say to me? He says he's flipped the spotlight on the fans and can pick them to shreds. He blasts that kid from last week. He said he blasted him so bad that WWE even posted him. Loud fuck you Cena chants here. He then calls the crowd horrible people for the profanity and horrible people for plastering that kid's face everywhere. He tells,
the fans loved it. They loved it.
Yeah. He tells the truth and he's ready to call them all out for all their lies. Before we continue, we get a bunch of shut the fuck up chants. He says it's too easy for him because he's played them for 25 years. He now knows everything about them. This moment is the best the fans will ever have in their sad lives. He knows everything about them, that they have been an experiment. April 2005, he gave the WWE the spinner belt, and they hated it. And now you see the spinner belt everywhere. Which was a good point, because I remember when he did that. Thumbs up to that. I love the spinner belt. Everybody ripped that apart. John says he's going to ruin wrestling for everyone when he wins the 17th title at Mania, and they will all forget Ric Flair. Woo, and remember John Cena. He will win, and he will retire with it. He will be the last real champion in WWE. Revenge is best served cold. He will walk away with everyone's dreams and traditions. And there is
CM
nothing.
Punk already did it.
Yeah, that's true. For like a week. And there's nothing you can do.
Still already the first to do it.
He did. And there's nothing you can do to actually. Alundra Blaze was the first to do it. She put the title in the trash can.
It doesn't count.
There's nothing you can do to stop him. And then we get the do. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Of course, Cody's here, and as stated, we're in Scotland, so European crowd here, and we get the Cody Rhodes chant for a minute. Cody looks at Cena and says, "I'm sorry. What did you say? You're going to take this away from them? Maybe take it away from me first. Perhaps this is the most dangerous Cena, but you made a mistake by saying what you just said while I am in the building." Cody lays the title down in between them and says, "Come on, John, take it." Cena walks out with zero response, zero emotion. Cody yells at John, but to no avail. One thing he says he can't let John Cena do is take this title. Your psychotic need to take it does not outweigh ours to keep it. And at Mania, he is walking out with nothing, and out of the WWE. So I don't. Yeah, Cody's like, you're not getting nothing here, and you're getting out of the WWE. Imagine if they do a stipulation. It's like if John Cena loses, he's leaving the WWE. Then we all know John Cena's winning.
They're not that stupid.
We get a recap of Braun versus Finn and Judgment Day stuff from last week. We also find out about Stephanie's Places, which debuted this past Wednesday on ESPN Plus. Episode number 1 is out right now with CM Punk.
Kind of a wild first guest when you think about it, because
Did
CM
you watch
Punk
it?
and Triple H's history, they didn't get along there for a while back in the day.
Have you
No,
watched
I
it?
don't have time to watch anything lately.
Yeah, I feel you.
I am focused on this and work.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no, I will check it out. Just saying, CM Punk, Triple H, they don't have the most flowerful history together.
No.
First match of the night is Jay with his mystery partner, and surprise, it's Jimmy.
Yeah,
Shocking.
everybody
I know.
thought it was gonna be Joe Hendry.
Jimmy actually was what popped in my head first when he said surprise partner, but then I thought Joe Hendry because he was in the area that at that time. But Jimmy makes sense. And they're versing A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Usos, they win after a spear and the 1D at 9 minutes and 28 seconds. I totally get what they were trying to do here. The nostalgia of the team, blah, 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 all that stuff. With Jay, teasing the reunion of the Usos with Jay on his way to his biggest match, singles match of his career. Probably not what I would have gone with. I probably would have gone with the Joe Hendry thing and saved the reunion of the Usos till after WrestleMania, or after Jay inevitably loses the world title if he does even win it. What I'm getting at here is I don't know. I don't think it was the right move at this point, because you're teasing their tag team history over Jay's biggest match of his career. Obviously, this also teases afterwards because Gunther does the run in afterwards and knocks out Jimmy. Jay slips in his he slips. He's screwing shit up, and accident on purpose. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I just thought it was all really weird how this all worked out, and I'm just getting tired of Gunther just attacking Jay after a promo or a match, but they're not really doing anything else with the match. It's just I don't know. I'm kind of getting on this board of, is this really the match that should be happening at WrestleMania? I don't know.
It is. There was a lot of discourse on the internet. We'll get to SmackDown, but
as you can see, my thought process was convoluted throughout the whole thing, because
Yeah.
I'm like, I just don't know what to make out of this whole thing, because it just seems so fucking weird.
So Jay and Charlotte both won the Royal Rumbles, and people on the internet are saying well, how come they're not in the main event? You know, they're not going to be in the main events of WrestleMania Night 1 or Night 2. And somebody had a good response to this. They said, neither of them deserve it.
No, 100%. Neither of them deserve it. And also, it's WWE. We have drafts, and those mean nothing either. So
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. This
Exactly.
whole thing, I just don't know. I just don't feel. I was hyped for Jay getting the title shot at first, but how they're building up towards the actual match,
The payoff is going to be if Jay wins, you're going to have that entire fucking building yeeting. It'll
But
be
then how
amazing.
quickly you take the title off him? Because is Jay
Quick.
world champion? Is
Quick.
Jay world champion?
Quick. It won't last long.
Just get the Usos back together, make the Raw tag team division something real again.
Yeah, that's fair. What do we got next here? Oh, Raquel and Liv are in the back with Dom and Carlito. Finn is a no-show. Liv is saying it's okay and no worries. Raquel is going to win belt number 2 when she beats Lyra later. Carlito says, you know what, Liv? You're right. I need to go after the IC title. And he is just ignored.
Carlito's
Bailey,
great.
yeah, he's killing it. He's him and R-Truth. Their roles they do, perfect. Bailey,
See what R-Truth fucking posted on Twitter?
yeah, that was weird.
Oh, what
That
the
was
fuck,
weird.
dude?
You gotta have a talk with your kid. Bailey was with Lyra Valkyria before her match against Raquel. This is, we talked about in the news, Lucha Libre history lesson, but one star stands above the rest. It's Grande Americano, hailing from the Gulf of America, but he was blackballed and disappeared for years. But now he's back. Ray Phoenix coming soon. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee are without a Pierce watching this, and Ray's just like, what the fuck was that? What was that video package? Ray's like, it's Chad Gable. It has to be. But Chad shows up. He's like, no, that's Grande Americano. Chad is sick. He's even got a doctor's note to prove it, so he can't go against Dragon Lee tonight. But Grande Americano can. Let the new guy get a chance. Ray's like, all right, whatever. And he calls Chad Gable a jackass as he leaves.
That was good shit. Second, sorry, all dry up in this house tonight. Second match of the night is a women's intercontinental title match between champion Lyra Valkyria and challenger Raquel Rodriguez. Lyra does retain at 9:24 with a victory roll reversal out of a Tejana bomb. Decent little banner these two actually put on. I was actually quite impressed how well the match went. Big takeaway here, though, is this felt like a better match for Lyra to look good as champion than her previous bouts with like Zoe and Ivy Nile and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Still not sure where you go next with the title, and with WrestleMania coming up, they need to get something going. Maybe Liv, maybe Bailey. Post match, Liv Morgan runs in to go after Lyra, but Bailey with the save. A little moment of respect is shown.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I was more into this. I was more into this match than her previous ones.
Yeah, agreed. I thought all along Becky was going to face Lyra at Mania, but it might be Bailey. So
kind of looks like it's Bailey, but maybe Ivy. Liv is somehow working it because they just had the Raquel thing, so you got to think Liv would be involved there somehow eventually, but I don't know.
Get a shot. We get a video package of Pat McAfee's adventures in Glasgow. He got himself a kilt. He exclaims on commentary that he's not wearing anything under the kilt.
You're not allowed to.
But his underwear. He's following the rules. But he does say it's a rented kilt. He has to return it. We get the Io, Bianca, and Rhea recap from last week. Then we see Adam Pearce. He's got a contract with him. Before we get to that, though, Jackie Redmond is shown with the New Day. We were watching this live, so we got some of the stuff we normally don't get. Jackie is with the New Day, and they tell her to leave, and they can't wait to get back to America because the Euro crowds are the worst, and that they're going to go after the tag titles at WrestleMania. The Usos are backstage with Jimmy just telling Jay he needs to pull it together because he's in his own head. He needs main event Jay Uso, the right-hand man, not whatever this is. He says, you have to do that because this current Jay can't beat Gunther at WrestleMania. Jimmy then sees Gunther, challenges him to a match at next week, and he smacks the fuck out of Gunther. I mean, Gunther took it like a champ, but every bone in my body would have retaliated and swung because he smacked the shit out of him here.
Yeah, Gunther just smiled though. It was great.
Yeah, he ate that like a champ. Pierce is in the ring. He says that Rhea signing her name on this contract is not official.
Can you imagine though? It's all scheduled. Jimmy does a slap, and Gunther's just like,
right. Like that's what I'm saying. As hard as he smacked him, my instant reaction would be to hit back because he smacked the shit out of him. Adam Pierce says Rhea signing her name on this contract is not official. That it is Bianca
obviously.
versus Io. No matter what, you can boo all you want. Io comes out to interrupt. Io says she doesn't care. She will take them both on because she is the world champion. Bianca comes out and she's throwing a fit because she says that Rhea didn't earn the shot. She don't deserve it. Well, Rhea comes out and Pierce is pissed this whole time. She says she doesn't give a damn about WrestleMania. She just wants her title back. Bianca says she can wait like 3 weeks after WrestleMania. Then you can face me. Io gets smacked again. They gotta stop treating her like shit. Pisses me off. Pierce then cuts everybody off and yelling. Says next week it'll be Rhea versus Io for the title. The winner gets Bianca at WrestleMania, and of course there's a brawl here. A lot of talking seconds here. Penta is in the back. Dom shows up, and he's just giving him the best of luck for his main event match against Braun Breaker for the IC title. New Day are shown yelling at Adam Pierce because they're demanding a main event match or a Mania match. Pierce says, "Okay, go earn it," and they're disrespected by this. Bianca shows up, and she's pissed, of course. And then Pierce tells her she's the special guest referee in their match next week, in Io and Rhea's title match next week. Tells her to have a great Monday and drive safe. What?
Belair doesn't know how to referee.
No, she does not. She says she doesn't know, and he says, figure it out.
You have a week to figure it out.
Have a great Monday and drive safe.
Yeah, no, that whole because she's a special guest referee, shit's gonna go sideways, and we're getting the triple threat at WrestleMania. The great thing about that triple threat match at WrestleMania is that legitimately any one of the three of them could win it, so you can't really guess on who's definitely winning that match.
We'll do a predictions video, of course, for WrestleMania, but yeah, that's a tough one to predict.
Like any one of them could legitimately win it.
Part of me says Rhea will take it, but I don't know.
Oh, part of me says Io retains.
But maybe Bianca. I see. I don't know.
Io retains because she's just been getting disrespected the fuck out of, and she's going to prove that she does not need to be disrespected.
Because she is probably, if not the best, or one of the top 5 women's wrestlers in the world.
Don't tell that to Mercedes.
Mercedes, top 10.
She's got 3 titles. She's number 1.
I can
maybe
go
4 and a cup.
I go to Walmart and buy a couple titles.
You would still only be 2 belt Kurt.
That's all you need.
Yeah, well, she's 3 belts.
Banks. Oh.
Banks.
Oh.
Bailey. No.
Oh.
Becky?
Ooh.
Mercedes. 3 belts Mercedes. Doesn't have the same ring to it. Third match tonight is Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano. El Grande Americano wins his first match in WWE with an ankle lock after Dragon Lee's mask is pulled off and he is left to cover his face and not defend the move. Great heel stuff there. Dragon Lee is so fucking good when he actually gets time to be on TV. But this El Grande Americano gimmick is just fun. Like, if you're not enjoying this,
Copacabana.
If you're not enjoying this, you're dead inside because this shit's just fun.
Yeah.
And it's gonna lead to some hilarious shit down the line.
Yeah. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns get their recap, of course. And then CM Punk hits the ring. As we come back from commercial break, CM Punk gets the ring. We go to commercial and come back to CM Punk chants. CM Punk gets to talking, and he says he's not in a good mood. He's pissed off, actually. He's got a Mania match, but he's not getting what he wanted. Or is he? because he works with children. Seth Rollins, the diaper piss baby. Two guys take him personal, and he's just doing business. Seth has been crying since Punk came back, and Roman is realizing his wise man isn't fully his. He says on SmackDown, we're doing an old-fashioned contract signing. Two things before I leave this ring. One, neither of you have beat me without the other because you can't. And Punk says, number two, I brought you into this business, and he can't wait to be the one to take them out. He is the best in the world. Yeah, CM Punk on the
Great
mic.
shit. Great
Just-
shit.
What do you expect?
The little subtle shots at AEW every week here is getting great too.
Work with children. We get the here's what's coming next week. They'll be in the O2 Arena in London. Kathy Kelly is shown with Braun Breaker and asks, is he concerned about Penta's new friends? He says, nope, that's his business, and the dogs are barking in Glasgow. Before the main event, Chad Gable comes out, and he's still sick, and he praises El Grande Americano for his match and says he's did a good job.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Logan Paul also had a little video package saying he's going to call
Oh,
it AJ
yeah.
Styles next week in London.
Yes.
Which leads us into our main event of the night, Intercontinental title.
You think KSI shows up with Logan Paul?
Maybe.
They're in London,
Yeah. And, KSI is British.
and he owns Prime with Logan Paul.
That too. Intercontinental title match for the main event, Penta versus Braun Breaker. Finish came with a Super Frankensteiner. You got to stop with the noises. A Super Frankensteiner to Penta, and then the Judgment Day comes in to Jump Breaker for the DQ at 11 minutes and 30 seconds. This ending was probably setting up a multi-man title match at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental. The other thing it does is also keeps Penta from taking a loss directly, as you were going to have him beat Braun Breaker at the same time. So neither of them have to take a pin. You don't lose the title. Everything happens, and you get your fatal four-way at WrestleMania. So it does work. With Ray coming in now, I just don't see Penta doing single shit. I just simply don't. So they're just going to get through WrestleMania here, and then that's the Lucha Bros are back together.
Yeah,
that's the only way I see this happening.
Technically, Ray is going to be on SmackDown.
Doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't. I know. So
you know what's going to happen. The draft is going to happen right after fucking WrestleMania, and be like, oh, Penta and Ray Phoenix have been drafted to Raw. Shocking.
You're right. I enjoyed Raw. I thought it was a pretty good episode of Raw. The European crowds, London this time, or no, they were in Glasgow this one. They show us North American crowds how it's done. Even though when we get to SmackDown, they got kind of annoying. But
oh my lord, did they ever get annoying?
I thought it was a pretty good Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It flows well. And the 2.5 hours is just a good time slot.
Yeah.
And it's really weird because I'm pretty sure all the people online were saying Punk was pulled from all his appearances in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. He seemed to be there quite a bit lately.
He wasn't like the first one. And then he's been there ever since. Stupid.
Yeah. Good Raw.
Right.
Fun Raw.
Let us move along to NXT from March 25th, 2025. We get the intro stuff. Who's here? What's coming on tonight? And oh, by the way, no one has defended both titles in one and the same night. There was a big narrative on the internet. Mandy Rose was talking shit, saying she was the first to be the double champ, blah, blah, blah. She had a match where she was the NXT Women's Champion, and she defeated I forget who it was the United Kingdom Women's Champion, the WWE UK Women's Champion. She beat her, and she unified the titles. She never defended the other title. So translation, Mandy, shut up and stick to OnlyFans. That's all I have to say.
Wow, that's harsh.
Just saying, you're trying to shit talk Stephanie Vacour.
Also, Kurt has a subscription and he doesn't want you to go away.
No, I've seen the leaks. Meh.
Wow, meh. Heard it here first. Mandy Rose is just meh.
She's all right.
Just meh. Just meh.
Lying. I did see the leaks though when she got released from WWE, and I was like, "Holy shit, she was actually posting this."
Oh yeah, no. I think somebody brought it up. It's like, you know what? She wants to complain about that shit, but you're the one that didn't want to be in WWE anymore because you couldn't follow the rules.
Right. You would prefer
So
use the OnlyFans stuff and be naked on the internet, which hey, you look good.
it's the world's oldest profession. Don't make it people. She makes more money than a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, is it my turn?
First match. NXT is different. Okay, they always do matches first.
Oh, that's right. First match. Women's title, NXT women's title, the big one, right off the hop.
Weird.
Very
I didn't
weird.
think that was gonna be first.
No, I thought it'd be Fallon, honestly. But anyways, nonetheless, Stephanie Vaquer versus Jada Parker. Finish came when Parker gets her hip attack to connect with Vaquer, and it looks like she's gonna pull away with the win. But Jordan Grace is here for the distraction. That's enough for Vaquer to roll Jada up for the win and retain at 924. The great thing about this was the way Jordan came out and she's like, "Hey, you gotta." She distracts her and then she's like, "Hey, you gotta keep your eye on the fucking match." And then she gets fucked up. It's great. Parker is still growing as a star. She's fantastic. She's way farther along than she was a year ago because we thought she was annoying and horrible a year ago, and now she's actually really fucking good.
Talk to
She does have that swagger though. She does have a swagger about her that makes her really her charisma is infectious with that swagger. That's one of those things that can take you a long way with having subpar wrestling ability, which I'm not saying that Jada does. She's still young and learning, but the charisma and the swagger can get you far without having to be a good wrestler. Plain and simple. That's just the wrestling industry. Unless you talk AEW, then best wrestling. That's all that matters. Your 650,000 fans a week would tell you differently.
30.
Yeah. Good opening match here. Great way to set off the show. NXT women's division. The fact that they can open a show, and they do it a lot with women's matches, and they fucking kill is fantastic. Post match, Parker and Grace have to be held apart. Cue Fatal Influence to jump Parker and leave her lane because you know what? They got to get their shots in on Stephanie to give them the advantage later in the night. You go on. I'm gonna go deal with this fact that I can't talk right now.
Yeah, the thing with the Jordan interviewing with Jada was awesome to me because Jada seemed shocked that Jordan showed up, which made me laugh because Jada put her hands up on Jordan last week, and it's just payback. It's payback. We see Trick Williams, who's still being a little bitch to Javon. Javon is trying to be a friend, and Javon is over his shit. And he says he's going to be a champion one day. You just wait. Because Trick looks down on Javon and says, "You ain't a champion. You don't understand." And Javon was just trying to be one of the boys, but whatever. Trick's going to be a little bitch about it. All the ladies in the NXT locker room are in the back. And Metaphor talking some shit to Gigi, or just talking shit in general because Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley have a TNA tag title match opportunity coming up. We have a Ricky Saints one-on-one with Vic Joseph asking about people saying he doesn't belong and says that doesn't matter. When Ricky broke into the wrestling world, he slept in his car. He did it because he knew he would eventually get out one day. Sean Spears interrupts this and says, "We've known each other a long time, right, Rick?" Sean says he's been the same arrogant person since he left him a year ago. Ricky says he's coming for the North American title. Sean says, "Okay, bet. But, when you lose, you can always go back to..." Oh, wait. We both know you've burnt every bridge. And then backstage, we get Ethan Page and Andre Chase. They're having a face-off. And then Hanky Tank, they get some love from Motor City Machine Guns. RK, I feel like you maybe want to comment on the Sean Spears segment.
Oh, great shit. It's another shot at AEW. It's fucking fantastic. They're doing it every show now. AEW
wait.
legitimately started a war that they cannot win.
You shouldn't have been talking shit. I think it's the Cat Williams soundbite. I'm gonna get that downloaded so every time that there's moments where WWE just destroying them, it's just Cat Williams saying, "Shouldn't have been talking shit, bitch." Yeah. So Hang and Tank, they get some love from Motor City Machine Guns, leading to their match.
Hank and Tank have been getting a lot of rubs lately. It's good shit. They're fun. You and your dirty mind. Next match of the night is Tyreek Igwe and Tyson DuPont, as otherwise known as Jeff Gordon, versus Hank and Tank. Finish comes when Tank plants Igwe for the 2, but Wesley offers a distraction, meaning it's the Heart Stopper to finish Hank at 6:25. That move is actually pretty devastating. Igwe and DuPont have been getting some love in NXT lately, ever since they joined up with Wesley, getting some more exposure, and that's going to give them some hope for the future. I mean, which one's the big guy? That's DuPont, right?
I think so. Tyson.
DuPont is a big motherfucker. That kind of power style wrestling, WWE does still have a penchant for that type of wrestler, even though they've gone more. Anyways, I think he has something. He was impressive in this match. I don't really think they'll do much of note anytime soon, but they got a future, I think. Hank and Stank, they're getting these love from the legends of the industry. Really, honestly, 2 of the biggest tag teams of all time, giving them the congratulations. But it doesn't really feel like they've really built off of any of that. But we'll see what happens.
In the back, Stephanie McCoy is seen getting some ice. She's not 100%, but she tells Ava she is going to fight on because she has to show and prove that she is La Primera. For Axiom are in the back as well. Axiom is over the moon from his match against Gunther that he had. Nathan Frazier is upset because he wasn't invited. Axiom tells him, well, it's because you can't keep your mouth shut. And then they get distracted because the TV and a truck pulls up and Obafemi is here and he is pissed.
Nathan Frazier is going to be an absolute fucking superstar in WWE. He will be. He is fantastic. Axiom kills it too, but Nathan Frazier just has the skill. His timing, promos, comedy is perfect. He's hilarious. And he's just on point with everything. He is going to be a superstar. That leads us into the next match, Heritage Cup. Javon Evans challenging Lexis Kane for the cup. Interesting way to finish this match. Obafemi comes out, takes Javon Evans down, and you get a countout win at 10:43. Don't see a lot of those. It makes sense though because Javon did, smack Oba the other week, and he had it coming.
No, he didn't just smack him. He hit him with that cutter when he jumped off old buddy's back.
Yeah, no, I mean he got him. Yeah, the whole match was really about that. Although they did put on a really good match, I thought it was actually quite entertaining. Lexis Kane is really developing, and Javon Evans is really is the future of NXT. You say he's going to win a title this year. I don't think it'll be that quick, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. You had back-to-back matches here. They did that. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, I guess that's right. I might as well keep on going. Post-match, Dark State is teased, but Femi goes after Evans again, takes him out. Trick Williams comes in for the save, but has to be held back from Femi. It leads directly into the next match: Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley versus
Oh.
Metaphor.
Well, don't leave out the part where Trick missed Oba and took Javon out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then he like shrugged it off like, nah, fuck it. Don't care.
Yes, that happened. They're obviously building Trick and Javon. Probably triple threat.
I called that.
Oh, you did call that. That's right. Well, look at you. I'm calling it before you called it, though.
Huh? No, you can't do that. Give me that.
It's probably gonna happen, but I don't see Oba
Losing.
losing.
Stuff. The only way I see him losing is if Javon fins Trick.
Yeah, but that would mean Oba would have to be completely taken out of the action.
I'll give you my theory here in a minute.
Well, give it to me now.
So we'll skip this then later. So Trick gets interviewed in the parking lot and he calls Javon a distraction and says he's the man around here. They ask him about Dark State and he says, Dark State is not my business.
Oh, I remember. I remember now.
I think that Trick is the leader of Dark State and we don't know it yet. Trick, if you have watched, anytime that he has been in the ring, Dark State does not attack. Yes, Dark State has said in their interviews saying we don't have to do anything, y'all are beating each other up, but they have not went to the ring when Trick has been in the ring. They have not touched him. They have not done anything to him. And now this is not a prediction of any sort, but this is maybe Oba Femi gets taken out of this triple threat match at Stand and Deliver by Dark State. Because
interesting.
of Trick being the leader, but Javon is able to pick up the win over Trick because gets the comeuppance for all the fucking bitching and whining that Trick has been doing with Javon over the past, few weeks.
What if Javon is the leader of Dark State?
No, they took out Javon. Javon was their first
target. Look left while we're going right, people.
Hey, it's hard to predict different shit in WWE halftime, but hey, just saying.
I guaranteed 100% there have been angles in WWE where that exact thing has happened.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to think of one right off the top of my head because I can't remember.
I can't, but I know it's happened. Everything in wrestling has happened before. That's why I always laugh when somebody says, "Oh, they stole that." Everything's been done before. Nobody has not done. Nothing is original anymore.
Threat moments. Well, when CM Punk joined up with Nexus, kinda.
Yeah.
Triple H getting super kicked by Shawn Michaels in a triple threat match against John Cena. Not the same.
Seth Rollins turning on both Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns.
You kind of saw that coming.
Oh.
No, you didn't.
I wasn't watching at the time, so
you actually didn't.
Did you or did you not?
What?
Did you or did you not see it coming?
No, I didn't.
So it was a
swerve. It was a oh shit. Because in reality, you thought, hey, the Shield, they're going to take on this authority and they're going to bring him down, but they didn't.
When Seth the whole time was a part of the authority,
and Seth built literally with a steel chair to the back of Roman Reigns' back a story that has still going to this day.
That is true. CM Punk's had longer stories going though.
Well, when you leave for 10 years and some of those people you had stories with 10 years ago are still here, it's hard to stop it.
Wait till the CM Punk shit happens. Wait till the CM Punk shit. John Cena shit happens with CM Punk. Gigi Dolan, Tatum Paxley versus Metaphor, Jakara Jackson, and Lash Legend. This was a quick match, just under 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 58 seconds. Just back and forth shit happening. Then near the end of the match, everything just goes completely batshit crazy. And Gigi and Tatum take the win with the Cemetery Drive, finishing Jackson. They did what they could with the 4 minutes. I mean, no real reason to have Dolan and Paxley lose just before their title shot on Thursday in TNA. So at least they have some momentum going into that. Obviously they didn't win that match at TNA, I don't think. We only really tune into TNA once in a while. It is good shit though.
When there's a pay-per-view, this would have been on the 27th, I think. Yes. Yeah, they did not win. They lost.
Yeah, not shocking. I don't know when you got to think it's going to happen eventually that a crossover title is going to happen.
JC Jane was also on this TNA episode, taking on Masha Slamovich.
Which she also lost.
She did lose. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah. That I knew. So just 4-minute match. Really, Zarya and Sol Ruka didn't really do much, but they'll probably be facing Metaphor at some point in the future here.
Yeah. Alrighty. Had to go back from that TNA thing I had wrote down. The Dawn, Tony D'Angelo's at the restaurant with the family, and he wants intel on the new crew. And he sends the family out, minus Stacks, and he says, I can always trust you, right? Ever since we were kids, I've trusted you. He says, I can trust you, right? Stacks says, always, T, always. For a moment there, I was
You can't trust him. You can't trust him.
Yep. Right then and there, nope.
You can't trust him.
Motor City Machine Guns are the back.
Somebody's legs are getting broken.
Yeah, I've seen this movie. And Motor City Machine Guns are telling Hank and Tank that they thought they were great out there, and to stop comparing themselves to try and be legends in the game. He's like I say MCMG, but Motor City Machine Guns. They say we've done this for a decade. We don't expect you to be like us. You're still new to this, so. There's some advice for them. Yeah, that's it. I thought there was more.
No, it's really been it's a match heavy.
Yeah, I have notes on this match, so I wrote down a couple things.
Oh. Well, the next match is Ethan Page versus Andre Chase. Yeah, well, obviously they're doing the full complete rock bottom angle for Andre Chase here, and he does lose to Ethan Page here after the Twisted Grin, which is really just a twist of fate.
Yep.
We definitely looked down there. That's just a twist of fate. Twisted Grin, twist of fate makes sense. Looks good though. I mean, Ethan Page is awesome. This was a good match, and honestly, with Andre Chase, it's hard to not like the guy no matter what he's doing. He's just there's something about him that he's a very likable guy. I want to see where this story goes. Obviously, Thea Hale has to come back. She has to, right? Yeah, Chase U is gonna be a university again.
I read that Riley gets hurt again.
Right? Maybe.
I think Riley, but maybe Thea returning is what finally ignites Andre Chase in one of his matches. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I'm the professor. And then he finally gets a win because Thea's there. Because Thea's like the heart and soul.
I hope so. Something. We need Thea back on TV. Although I don't mind, coffee with Thea every week, but we need her back on TV.
You still do that. I wrote a couple of notes from this just because I'm not going to do this for every match, but sometimes there's shit on commentary that just makes me go, I got to write this down. Booker T at one point is yelling at the top of his lungs to send Andre Chase to AA because of the state of him. Look at him. And then Ricky Starks was on commentary, and I just put this one down. Ricky Starks adds on commentary, I think it was Vic said, he really doesn't like you. Ethan Page hates you, huh? And Ricky says, well, add Ethan Page to the list of Canadians that hate me. And you brought up a point of who the
other Edge, Chris Jericho. They both don't like him.
Yep. Part of the reason he got buried in AEW.
Actually, it was probably the big one was that altercation with Edge, where Edge was getting pissed off at him.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
That was like probably the last straw, but he had it out with Chris Jericho before too. So,
and what's funny is the line that Ricky said wasn't even like You really were that pissed about that? Where Edge said, "And you took your style from The Rock," and Ricky said, "Ooh, that really sent me over the edge," and that's what caused Edge to freak out. I'm like, bro, what are you tweaking about? But yeah, it was good shit. What else we got here? Actually, nothing because I already read the trick in the parking lot thing. So yeah, main event time.
Yeah, well, post match, the Eastern Page onto the chase. Sean Spears and the Colin jump him. So obviously, that's going to be setting something up. Yeah, main event time. Women's North American title. Fallon Henley versus a banged up Stephanie Vaquer. This was if there was a match that Vaquer would possibly lose, and if she did lose the title, then I would have been more on board with Julia being injured thing. But with the way Julia looked in that match and also how this went, I feel like the plan all along was to give Stephanie the 2 titles. Call me crazy. But nonetheless, this was a good match. Fallon Henley looked good in this match, but I just didn't see her. I don't see her as a heel. I just don't see it. It just doesn't work. JC Jane as a heel, 100%. Jasmine Nix just comes off as that kind of bitchy hot girl, but fucking Fallon Henley just does not work as a heel. I just don't like it.
I think we'll get a Fallon back to a face at some point because there's been random moments of teasing of her and JC not being on the same page. So I think that may happen eventually.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like her as a
like,
heel.
You just don't like Fallon because she turned on Thea.
Well, that too. That was horrible. Why would you do that, Thea? Yeah, this is a good match. Wasn't as good as the Jada Parker match, not surprisingly by that. I do like the injury that Stephanie had to come over to get the win, and she almost won the match in the exact same fashion she won the first match, and it was like
Yeah,
quick,
like
2.5 count, and then yeah, she did pull it out and get the win. The big thing here is the post match angles with Jordynne Grace, Fatal Influence, Jada Parker, all the shit going down between all of them. What's going on? But the big stare down between Vaquer and Grace had to happen because Jordynne Grace is Jordynne Grace. She's going to win one of those titles for sure.
So, Jordynne Grace is clearly the biggest threat to Stephanie's titles, without a doubt.
Yes.
Minus Julia. But hell, maybe Jordan even more than Julia.
But I think Jordan's more of a threat than Julia right now.
Yeah. Both of us agree. Jordan ain't gonna be doing NXT long. She ain't gonna be down here long. She's just hanging out till after Mania, maybe a little later, just because there's already plans in place. There ain't much for Jordan right now to do on the main roster. But when she gets up there, she's gonna cook. She's good. She's awesome.
Oh yeah, she's already primed for main roster. I mean, TNA as a building ground for jumping over to WWE. It's not like Stephanie and Julia where they're coming from out of country and a totally different wrestling system and all that stuff, and the language barrier, needing time to develop and get used to the North American style and also learn English. Jordynne Grace comes from North American style. WWE is partnered with TNA, so obviously there is similarities between the two companies. Jordynne Grace is already primed to be main roster. It's just, yeah, you can't really just bring in an outsider to jump right into a WrestleMania program necessarily.
Right. And I think part of me feels that when you look at TNA, very similar to NXT for that matter, where it's, I won't call it developmental, but there is a lot of developmental that can happen on a show like TNA.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wanted to, since we're on the topic of Jordynne Grace, I don't know if you saw this on Instagram. Jordan shared these pictures. We've talked about it before of her transformation. I don't know if you've seen these. So there is what she was. I think this is when I learned who she was. This is when she kind of started doing wrestling. And then she got into her bodybuilder phase. Have you seen Bodybuilder, Jordan? This is when she was doing the competitions and all that. Like, Jesus Christ. And now that's her now. So she's came a long way. That's risky. Probably can't show that. But yeah, shout out to Jordan Grace. That transformation, she's put in the fucking work. So I'm happy to see where she is now.
Yeah, you also got to realize with her, and she's talking about this, she has body dysmorphia.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's why she's got to stop. She's even talking about it. She's got to stop herself from overworking out because she doesn't think she's like
You look,
she's
yeah. You can
yeah.
sell her all
So
day. You look great, but she's, yeah. I know. I get where she's coming from, and I don't. I've never been that guy to be like, like you hear a song and then like a year later, people are like, "This song is really good," and you're like, "I knew that song." I don't like being that guy, but when it comes to like wrestlers, because I've watched it for so long, people like this, like Jordan Grace, it's just awesome because I saw her at that stage when she started doing this. She did a couple shows here in Indy that I went to, and I was like, she's good. She's good. And then to see her now, awesome. It's a cool feeling. I don't know why. NXT, yeah, NXT was good. NXT always does their thing. That's all I got to say on NXT. Wasn't the best NXT, to be fair, but it was good.
it was a weird week of wrestling. Raw was okay. NXT was okay, but they're just not. I don't know. Very weird road to WrestleMania right now.
Well, let's get to the best show of the week, right?
Oh yeah.
SmackDown from Friday, March 29th, 28th. I wrote the wrong date down on my notes. We are in the O2 Arena in England, which, if Will Ospreay was, didn't want to do the grind, he would have been performing on this show probably. Think about it, bruv.
You're a Will Ospreay fanboy. I get it.
Will Ospreay's great, but he's kind of pissing me off. All them AEW guys that I like starting to piss me off. The only one I still like is that Hangman Adam Page.
Kenny Omega pisses you off too.
Oh yeah, I guess that's right. Kenny Omega's the GOAT though, so there's different.
Honestly, being an anime fan, I kind of like the interaction between Mike Bailey and Kenny Omega. It's like they were just a couple Dynamites ago. It was all over the internet, and if you're not an anime fan, you don't understand. But they just did
I
an
saw
iconic
this.
anime face-off where it's like, Speedball, Kenny, I've heard good things about you. Okay then.
Yes. Yeah, that was good. I did see that. All right. So Cody's gonna kick things off in the ring. And I mentioned this earlier. This London crowd, listen. European crowds, you do your thing, you're loud. This London crowd was fucking annoying. I don't know why, but they were getting annoying to me. I don't know if you felt the same, but fucking hell. They wouldn't shut up at all. I think you pulled the time thing and it was like 12 minutes and Cody hadn't said anything.
Oh yeah, it was
We get the
sucked.
Cody.
It's like you gotta fucking calm the
Yeah.
fuck down, let them talk.
So he hits the London. What do you want to talk about? And then we get Forever again. He finally speaks. He talks about Mania versus Cena and says that he will be facing John Cena at WrestleMania, but that's Mania. And in a few days, I will be face to face with him again right here in this arena. And before you continue talking, Randy Orton's music hits. And the crowd singing along, blah, blah, blah. Randy comes out and he says he's not really the sentimental type, but screw it, for London he is. To Cody, he says, look at you, the man you are now. I remember Cody Rhodes in his 20s, breaking into the business, working harder than anyone else, and you weren't happy, but you were smart enough to leave and you changed the business, and we appreciate that. But you came back again and changed the industry. Randy is just giving Cody all the love and hype here about from what he's done and what he may do. Randy says that Cody is in charge of his legacy now, that things have changed 99.9% because of you in this company, which I think you even reacted. We're like, okay, 99.9%. Okay. Basically, to sum up all this, he's proud of Cody, but Randy says he is going to remove KO's head from his shoulders at Mania just like Cody's going to kick Cena's ass. But when the smoke settles, just like Cena is going for 17, Randy's going to be going for number 15. And he's not going to kick him in the nuts or nothing ill. He will look you in the eye and tell you, I'm coming for this. Then Drew joins the buddy session here. Says, isn't this wonderful? A couple of Nepo babies having a love affair. He tells Randy to get to the back of the line. Cody, you blindsided me, but it should be me versus you at WrestleMania. So let's talk about the facts. Cody gets through John Cena. It won't be Randy, but it will be me, Drew McIntyre. I'll be the one to take the title away from you. Then Drew tells the truth and says, yes, Randy looks good, but not on the inside. Before he can continue talking, Cody smacks the shit out of him. We get an RKO attempt, but Drew disappears.
Do you think maybe John Cena at WrestleMania has his I can't fucking be this bad guy and take this away from Cody just because The Rock has asked me to, and Drew at that point shows allegiance, but Cody doesn't win? I mean, John Cena doesn't win the title, but everything just happens at that main event match.
Anything's possible in this fucking company.
And John Cena does the ultimate rub and puts over Cody Rhodes.
He comes to his senses or something. John Cena's gonna pull like a chip out of his neck and be like, "You can't control me anymore, Rock." I don't know.
All right, well,
We
let's
got
not be crazy now.
the Street Profits are in the building for their first title offense since winning them back. They'll be taking on London's own Pretty Deadly.
Pretty Deadly. I just had to think about this for a second. Pretty Deadly is pretty fucking good, actually. When when they're not just being goofballs and they're actually wrestling, and like seriously wrestling, like they're a good tag team. They're good wrestlers. You don't really get to see that a lot with them, but you got to see it here tonight, and I think it had a lot to do with showing out in front of your home crowd and all that stuff. But they were never going to win the titles here, obviously. I mean, Street Profits just won it, and I mean, Triple H is at the head, and he's all about not putting people over in their home country. So,
It's true though. It's true.
it's very true. There's a bunch of teams. SmackDown, you know how hot that division is. So you got to think probably a ladder match at WrestleMania between all the teams would make the most sense somehow if we get there. But yeah, the finish came big, huge 4-way collision in the ring where both were like, holy fuck, they just wrecking balled each other in that ring. And then the Doomsday Blockbuster for the win. But yeah, it was a good match. Pretty Deadly. I just don't think gets enough respect in the industry.
I will say I think they do hold the tag titles at some point though. I think they will get them.
I mean, it's gone for every other fucking tag team in the division so far.
But not anytime soon. Zelina Vega is in the back with Katana Chance and Katie Carter. But the Secret Hervis, they clear the room. Chelsea comes in. Zelina calls them the Bootleg Men in Black and the Worm. And their tag match is coming up. Before we get there, we got a couple things. Stone Cold versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13 is going in the Hall of Fame for the first ever, what they are labeling as a mortal moment. This is a new thing they're doing for the Hall of Fame, a match of some sort. I assume it'll be Mania matches, or no, who knows? There's so many matches that they could put in. But Bret Hart will be the first and only person to be a 3-time Hall of Famer. I think
they're going to be considering them as a Hall of Famer because there are matches in it.
Both Stone Cold and Bret Hart will be there going in this Hall of Fame for their match. He will be in the
Bret Hart's a 2-time already, tag team and singles.
Hart Foundation and Bret Hart.
Oh, Foundation, yeah, I guess so. All right, well, cool. I mean, great match to pick. Probably one of the defining moments in actually wrestling history, really.
What's crazy is Stone Cold is going to go in quite a few times for immortal moments, because you got to think The Rock and Stone Cold from WrestleMania 17 will be in this immortal moment Hall of Fame wing. Is that it? That's not it though. Maybe it is.
I mean, we're only gonna get one match a year, so I mean, be 50 by the time I figure out who the first 10 are in it.
It's true. It's true. If you could put one match in the Hall of Fame, though, what would it be? Besides this one,
That's a tough one. Probably Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon.
Ooh, that's a good one. I was going Shawn Michaels as well, but I was going WrestleMania. Their, I think their second one. They were both so good, but was the second one that was when Shawn had to retire or no?
Yes, the second one was when he had to retire. Yes.
I loved that match so much because you didn't know. You didn't know. That was also the year that Shawn screwed Taker at the Chamber, I think, because
Yes.
he couldn't win the Royal Rumble. He didn't win the Royal Rumble, and all he wanted was to face the Undertaker at WrestleMania again for the title. Yeah, I'd put you're right. A Shawn Michaels match goes in. Okay, so that is going in the Hall of Fame for a mortal moment, the first of its kind. Hold on real quick. Let me scroll my notes here. Okay, so now, for the 6th year in a row as well, The Weeknd will be the theme song for WrestleMania.
That dude just puts in out an album around February
That's
just to make sure he gets
That's
fucking
what
on
we said when we
WrestleMania.
were watching it. We're like, yep, he's got to drop his
It's like, is
album.
it February again? Fuck, I gotta get my WrestleMania song out.
Gotta get the. Which was weird. I thought it was gonna be that Fiend. It was Fiend by Travis Scott because it seemed like in all the promotion that was the song they were pushing. But nope.
No, they're legitimately going The Weekend every year right now.
6 years in a row, it is
The Weekend for the greatest weekend show of all time. Makes sense.
I see what they're doing there. Before we get to this match,
I'm
Roman
pretty sure
Reigns.
that's not what they're doing, but
Yeah,
I like to
Paul
think
Heyman arrives with Roman Reigns, and security will be behind them.
Yeah, that leads us into our next match of the night: Caden Carter versus Katana Chance. It's been a hot minute since we've seen them on TV.
You said that wrong. You said Caden Carter versus Katana Chance.
No, I said Caden Carter and Katana Chance versus, for their first match in a while, Piper Niven and Alba Fire. You didn't let me finish talking.
No, you. When you watch it back, you'll hear.
Pause it. Pause it. We're gonna go look at it right now.
No, I'm not doing that. Keep going.
Fuck you. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna prove you wrong, and then next week I'll make sure it is front and center that I'm right, you're wrong.
So what if I'm right?
Then it never happened. Caden Carter, Katana Chance versus Piper Niven and Alba Fire. First match in a while for Caden Carter and Katana Chance. But they do eventually lose after Chelsea Green offers a distraction to break up the after party, and then Piper Driver finishes Carter at 7:01. You got to give the new heel tag team a win or two before they start to lose. So that's what we got here. Chance and Carter, I don't know what happened with them. They were a fun little tag team for a while, but they really just don't do anything anymore. And yeah, it was just to get Piper and Alba a win, really, in the end. And then also to the post beatdown with Zelina Vega coming out for the save, only to have the numbers game catch up on her. But you obviously know where they're going with that. So,
yep, I like that they're called the Secret Harvest. Legitimately, it's pretty good, funny.
That's great.
We see LA Knight. He is headed to the ring for his U.S. title defense.
And yeah, this is a rare back-to-back match on SmackDown. Yeah. We don't usually get these, but yeah, U.S. title match: Braun Strowman versus LA Knight. Finish came when Strowman goes for his train, his Braun Strowman train, his Ho train. What are we calling the move?
Ho train.
Anyways, he goes for that, and then Jacob Fatu out of nowhere with the fucking shoulder tackle. Fucking kind of a cool shot. DQ finished at 6:19. Yeah, really, honestly, not much to talk about in the match. More about Fatu just wrecking house afterwards, taking out both of them, and then absolutely destroying Braun Strowman with moonsaults and hip attacks and all that fun stuff. So I originally was always on the Jacob Braun at WrestleMania, and then after their most recent match, I was like, oh, that's kind of got to end it, right? And then now it's right back to Braun and Jacob, but Solo will interfere somehow, I think. I don't know. Yeah. Somehow you're getting Solo and Jacob splitting up at WrestleMania.
Because I was on Jacob versus Solo at WrestleMania. Now I feel like there's a triple threat, maybe a fatal 4-way for this title. Solo finds his way into it.
Yeah, I feel like this WrestleMania is all going to be wrapped up in like the last week of the before it because they're not. There's nothing really cohesively coming through other than Cody Rhodes
main.
versus John Cena.
And the Roman, Seth, and Punk.
Well, that is definitely there, but there's still that fucking favor that's leaving up to
It
what the
keeps
fuck's
you-
that all about?
Keeps you up at night. Jackie Redmond is in the back with Jimmy Uso to speak on the slap heard around the world. He says Jay is going to win the title at Mania. Miz, he's there. He calls the Usos career sidekicks, and that Gunther is the main character. Miz also says, if you ever slap me like that, you'd still be on the floor. Jimmy fakes slapping Miz, and Miz cowers. We get Miz. We're gonna have Miz versus Jimmy later in the show. Jacob Fatu is in the back. Solo's yelling at him about what Jacob did. Jacob says he don't have to tell anyone a damn thing. He's yelling back at Solo here. Solo tells him to lower his voice. So Jacob does lower his voice, but he breaks it down for him simply. He's going to do what he wants with them or without them. Yaramin. So I wrote.
Yeah, this was good. This was good because one, it shows Jacob, but the other thing, it shows that Solo still doesn't have a little bit of control over him.
Right. You can't control that, man. And you don't have the Ufalafa. So what you going to do? On this one,
But it has been a
did
while
my-
since we've heard "I love you, Solo."
Yeah.
Solo, I love you.
we've heard I love you, Jacob. So on this one, I did a bad job, I guess you could say, as a taking my own notes guy, because I really didn't know what to put. But I wrote Naomi is just crashing out. She's wrapped in caution tape. She's going through like all the emotions. I put it's a beautiful promo, really fucking good. Go fucking watch it on YouTube. Just go watch it. I that's the best way I can sum it up because Naomi did a great job here. Of I can't even describe it.
She showed out. She showed out. She tapped into something, and
Way better than whatever her and Bianca did that one time
yeah,
when they broke up.
she tapped into something, and she kind of like going through all the emotions of what's going on and everything. But in the end, she's kind of a loose cannon. Yeah, it's good shit. Fantastic promo. Probably one of Naomi's best promos since she's been back.
Yes. We cut to Jade Cargill, who is looking for Naomi. Michin and BFAB run into her Jade, and they kind of say they got her back. You definitely need to get your revenge, girl. Go get your revenge on Naomi. We have an Aleister, well, a vignette, a smoky vignette. It's Aleister Black, ladies and gentlemen. No news of when he'll be showing up, but we're getting the vignettes, so could be soon, could be after Mania. I don't know, but Aleister Black is coming home. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's definitely Malachi Black. I like the name Malachi better than Aleister. Call me crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Next match tonight, Michin versus Charlotte Flair. We all knew how this match was going to go, regardless of anything. Charlotte wins with the figure 8 at 7:39. Michin did get some offense in here, and she actually held with her, but she was never going to be a serious threat to Charlotte, especially who's on her way to winning her 15th world title.
Well, Michin was also
Yeah, it's all that.
beat down by Naomi before the match.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, I don't know. That's the Michin shines a little bit, but really in the end, this match was what it needed to be. But I could have sworn like the figure you thought Tiffany was coming out, but she never did.
Nope. The London crowd was even chanting Tiffany's name.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't like these. Like Michin's deserves more than getting in basically a glorified squash match. Don't they have other talent for that? I don't know.
I get what you're saying. Who else would you put out there though?
I don't know. Like bring somebody up from like developmental. Get Calix in the match. I don't know fucking know.
Charlotte's like, "Where's my opponent?" Jessica Carr pulls the mask out from behind her back, puts it on. We got Jackie in the back with Tiffany, and Tiffany says she learned something, that she has nothing to lose. That if she loses to Charlotte Flair, she loses to one of the greatest to ever do it. And if she beats Charlotte Flair, well, Charlotte lost to the young rookie upstart, and it's the biggest one of her career. She says she's going to make sure in Vegas that Charlotte's ego stays in check and that she will still be the champion.
Yep. I'm not looking forward to wherever this goes at WrestleMania because it's just gonna be Charlotte winning.
But the match could be really good. Don't get that twisted. But
If Charlotte gets back into fucking rain shape anytime soon, because
What
that match with Mishin was not good.
What I ask of you, and I'm asking of myself, heading into WrestleMania, we go in open-minded.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Don't have negative expectations. Try
Do
your
you
best.
not hear this fucking shit has ruined us for wrestling?
Well, we're never going to reach episode 52 in the recording.
Why? Because you need WrestleMania to be.
I want to go back to how it was.
We'll never go back. You can never go back. You'll learn that as you get older, kid.
Weird.
Enough. Yeah, before Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, we're gonna look at all of Triple H's entrances over the years, all
Yeah, I
his
didn't
cool
write that down.
WrestleMania entrances.
Yeah.
And then we do get Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. This wasn't exactly, their world title matches from years ago. But there's only so much you can do with 8 minutes. Owens coming out with for the distraction was the obvious way to go. So McIntyre hits the Claymore for the pin at 7:56. The big thing here, though, is Orton, Owens for WrestleMania, and then the Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre for WrestleMania happening.
Yeah.
Post match, Owens goes after Orton, but he can't hit the package pile driver on the announce tables with Joe Tessitore saying, "You can't do that. You'll end his career." But he didn't do it, thank God, because Randy Orton's career would apparently been over.
Mhm.
But the punt is loaded up, but Kevin Owens scurries away last second. So
He's getting
we're
that punt
getting
off.
that punt. You know that punt's gonna happen. You know
It'll
it's gonna
happen.
happen.
WrestleMania. It's gonna happen. Where am I? Ray Phoenix, guess what? It is officially Ray Phoenix. The vignettes
sure?
come to an end. They said his
Actually,
name.
I read the internet sleuths online put together the letters that appears on the vignette, and they determined that it's spelled Ray Phoenix after some. They had to like decipher the code. We have deciphered the code, boys. It said Ray Phoenix.
It did. It also said he'll be arriving next Friday. He'll be in Chicago. I fucking hate you for that.
Next match, Jimmy Uso versus The Miz. Uso, Jimmy, takes the win at 7:52 with a super kick and a superfly splash. Another short match on a very uneventful SmackDown so far. Uso getting a little momentum on his way for his match with Gunther on Raw on Monday. Miz is the ultimate guy to put to boost other wrestlers. That's just what he does now, and he's good at it. He's always has done well with it. Jimmy has no chance against Gunther, right?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
That was the main event match because we're gonna have some fun the rest of the way here. He says,
"Oh yeah, this is when SmackDown actually got good."
Yep, the final 2 segments here. Drew McIntyre, he's walking around back. He says hello to Louis Capaldi and Jackie. Drew says, "No one screws me and gets away with it, but I'm gonna go get drunk with Louis Capaldi." And he opens the door, and guess what? Damian Priest is behind door number 1, and they brawl in the parking lot. Damian slams Drew on a car's window with Drew screaming, "Glass got in my eye," and oh, hey, look, it's CM Punk walking past this chaos.
That's
There's
not
the
a shot.
There's the shot. Okay, there was a lot
That's
that happened
literally
here.
a shot each night this week to AEW on WWE television.
There is a lot that happened here in this final segment with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk that I did not write down because, as RK said, it was a very uneventful SmackDown. And by the end of this, we were both nodding off, but we woke up, and we woke up so good that I didn't even take notes because I was so locked in on this segment. So here we go. Roman Reigns enters the ring first. Paul Heyman hands Roman the mic, and he's quite pleased with himself for some reason every time he gives Roman the mic now. Then Roman provides London a chance to acknowledge him, which they do. Roman gets his chair moved to the head of the table and enjoys some chants and some singing from the crowd. He says the singing from the crowd is beautiful, and naturally that gets them to do it again because we've, got 3 hours of airtime to fill. He calls himself the biggest star on the planet, and he's here to be acknowledged, which has happened, and also sign a contract, which he does. With that done, Roman doesn't have to be here, but Seth Rollins interrupts things. I do want to add that during this, at one point, Roman puts the mic in Paul Heyman's face, and Paul Heyman sings Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. So Seth Rollins interrupts this. Seth enjoys the crowd singing along with his theme. He also puts the microphone in Paul Heyman's face to sing along with Seth's song. Paul Heyman does not. Seth does his laugh before saying the crowd has some lovely singing voices. He asks why Roman wants to leave, that they've got history here, that they landed on this building in a helicopter 12 years ago and put The Undertaker through a table. They wanted to remake this company in their image. Now, a lot has happened over the last 12 years. A little love and a lot of hate. But they accomplished their mission, didn't they? Roman is getting more and more annoyed by Seth talking by this and tells Seth that there is no we. We died a long time ago, and it's only been him, Roman Reigns. Seth has been present, but Roman did all the work, took WWE to the level they're at right now, and has made it better than it was. He has made it a billion-dollar company. Seth says that's why he's taken out Roman, that mindset. And now Roman isn't realizing that CM Punk is the biggest threat to everything. Roman could have cut his head off, but instead, he shook his hand. Now Seth has to do what he always does and clean up Roman's mess. Seth signs the contract, and then that brings out CM Punk. I'm going to take a breath there. RK, anything you want to hit on before we get into CM Punk? Or I think CM Punk's probably the best part of this. I just wanted to breathe.
CM Punk is the best part of this whole thing. CM Punk will always be the best part of any promo that he's in.
Okay.
But Seth really did come to life in this one. He really did.
Yeah, we get into a little more Seth coming to life here. So CM Punk comes out with the crowd singing again. Crowd did a lot of singing in this. Punk has come here to chew bubblegum and sign a contract. And he's all out of bubblegum. He reads through the contract. Roman points out
Roddy Piper.
He reads through the contract, and Roman points out the page and clause Punk seems to be looking for. Then he tells Heyman to Spartan Punk up. Heyman tells Punk that he knows what he's looking for, and it's in there. You will be closing the show at WrestleMania Night 1. Punk gets to live his dream of all dreams as a WrestleMania main eventer. Emotional moment, honestly, between Paul and Punk, and really, I think me too. It was like, holy shit! Like, you felt something. You felt something there.
You got to remember, Punk's lifelong dream has always been to main event WrestleMania. So that moment of him. Now you got to wonder, was he told before that, or did they want a legit response?
Ooh, that'd be cool. Because he teared up.
He teared up, so it makes you wonder if they even told him that was the stipulation before he went out there. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't, because a moment like that, the first time you're told it and it's your lifelong dream, you're probably gonna be like, get emotional about it. But if you already know it's happening, then you get told it again. Are you that emotional again? Unless Punk's that good of an actor, but if you've seen him in the movies that he has been in, he's not. So hard to say. I would like to think that they didn't tell him about that clause until they got out there and they wanted a legit response from him, because he looked like he just got told his dream is going to come true for the first time in that moment. Before that happened, though, the highlighter comment from Roman made me laugh. That was hilarious. Like, hey, son, you need a fucking highlighter over there? Go to paid for, sign the damn fucking contract.
So once it's made known that it will be main event of night 1, Seth Rollins is pissed about this. says Punk does not deserve it. He says that the main event of WrestleMania is supposed to be sacred. He blames Roman and Heyman for Punk getting something he wanted. Punk now is emotional, as we said. He thanks London, Chicago, and all the fans who stood by him and chanted his name for 10 years. Roman says Punk should be thanking him for making this happen. It's because of Roman he's in the main event. Punk mockingly expresses gratitude, including calling Roman the big dog. Oh, we're not doing that anymore. Punk says you will see both of them in the main event of WrestleMania. He signs the contract to "You Deserve It" chants. Then he says, "But just one more thing. That's not the favor I owed." And that ends the episode.
Yeah, fucking wild that's not the favor he was owed. First off. Second, what's the fucking favor? And third off, if you were watching on USA Network, did you, or whatever, they're on USA now, right? Yeah. If you were watching on USA Network, did you get cut off before that whole ending happened? I don't know.
I just saw some people on Twitter saying, that's how we leave it. That's how we cut it off. And I mean, I guess
Makes you wonder if. Well, no, that's a perfect way to leave it. It's like that's not the
Yeah.
favor. Cut to black.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's a cliffhanger. But if they got like to the part where the credits went and just cut off when he's like stands up and goes to talk to Roman, then yeah,
He
that would be shitty.
signs the contract and goes, "But one more thing, cut off."
That would suck. So I don't know.
That was SmackDown. It was not a good SmackDown. The final two segments really saved the SmackDown from being an all-timer bad one for me.
It really did. Yeah, the matches weren't fantastic. Nothing to write home about. The build-ups to WrestleMania didn't really happen. I mean, you got a little bit of Orton, Randy, and Owens, and Damian and Drew, but not much. It all really picked up when CM Punk was in the building.
Orton cut a better promo on social media than he did on the show.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if you've seen it. So
yeah.
well, there it is. There's SmackDown, and we are on the road to WrestleMania. SmackDown is in Chicago next week. We all know about CM Punk in Chicago, so it's gonna be a rowdy crowd for Punk there.
Oh, 100%. Also, just one other side note. WWE executives apparently have said that they don't like how SmackDown is going at 3 hours, and they're realizing the criticisms that of what's going on. And I'm hoping that we get back to the 2-hour format very soon.
You don't say, because it has been tough. Alrighty, that's a wrap, and it's time to do our show of the week and wrestler of the week. RK, your show of the week is SmackDown, isn't it?
I gotta go.
Take my cop out. Do it. Go with
Saturday
all
night's main
reliable.
event.
No, go with all reliable.
I gotta say, Raw. I gotta go with Raw. Raw was good this week.
Okay.
It's a toss up. NXT and Raw. I mean, it's not like they were fantastic shows. They both were on. The whole week was on a lesser level than what we're used to from WWE. But it's a toss up between NXT and Raw, really. So I'm going with Raw.
I'm going with NXT wrestler of the week. RK.
Stephanie Becker.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, defended title, both titles. I like that. Mine is going to be CM Punk. He didn't do a single thing in the ring, but every time he had a microphone in his hand, he cooked. And just the fact that he's got his WrestleMania main event in that moment was pretty cool and special to see. CM Punk.
So good. So good. CM Punk is the GOAT on the mic. Is the GOAT.
Yep. All right, well, that's a wrap on episode number 47 of This Week in Wrestling with the Top Rope Renegades. We'll be back next week, of course, with episode number 48. We're getting closer to a year of doing this show. Thank you so much for tuning in, subscribing, watching, liking, share with your friends. We're just going to keep doing this and having a good time as well. More content coming soon. We're busy people. We're not full-time creators of this. If we were, it'd be a different story, but sadly we have these things called jobs, RK, and those jobs are annoying, and they hold us down. But with that being said, thank you for watching. I am Kurt. That is RK. We are the Top Rope Renegades, and we will talk to you guys next week.
This Week in Wrestling, hosted by Kurt and RK.
Brought to you by Real Glass Limited. We have prices so low, you'll cry a river.
Sponsored by Moon Penny's Coffee Company. Try our new El Grande Americano and Dragon Fruit Muffin Combo.